Well, it seems like every game is a pivotal game for the Tri-City Americans. Good evening. I'm Kirk Williamson, coming to you from the Tri-Cities Coliseum, where tonight the Tri-City Americans host the Spokane Chiefs. The Chiefs coming off a big victory over the Portland Thunderbirds, or Portland Winterhawks, rather, in Spokane last Wednesday night, a 12-5 victory. The Chiefs seeing new light. They could climb back into the playoff picture with a couple of wins over the Tri-City Americans. The Americans had a kind of a bad road trip. They got beaten rather handily in Kamloops, and then in Victoria lost an overtime game on Wednesday night. The Americans come into this game tied for fourth place, or the last playoff spot, with Seattle, but they need some victories in this big weekend. 2 games against Spokane, pardon me, 1 here and 1 there, and then a Sunday game against Victoria. We'll have the face-off in 1 minute on this Cable 15 telecast.
Hi, I'm Kelly Kutowitz, the fence with the Tri-City Americans. When it's game night, I need to get to the Coliseum on time, and I kind of like to go in style, right to the front door. That's why I take the new Ben Franklin Transit.
Hey, hockey fans, Ben Franklin Transit got a deal for you. Ride to all the home hockey games for half price.
Don't get iced out over parking. Take the bus.
Ruff's is not your ordinary fast food restaurant. As a matter of fact, nothing about Ruff's is ordinary.
100% all ground beef from the leanest choice cuts, stacked with the highest quality mayonnaise, relish, pickles, onions, 3 slices of tomato, topped with a 5.5-inch sesame seed bun. The biggest, the best, the Rough Giant Burger.
Ruff's now at 2 locations on Clearwater and Kennewick and 1504 West Lewis and Pasco.
I'm going to want you to get high school playoff scores from Kona if you can. Terry? Okay, where are you, Terry? Intro, how long? Terry? And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, back at Tri-Cities Coliseum. I'm Kirk Williamson, along with Tony Ott and Eric Matthews, as the 2 teams, having been introduced, on the ice, getting ready. Here are they singing now of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet
Ladies and gentlemen, here's a program note tonight.
Our national anthem, and we're about ready to get it underway here. The starting lineup for the Americans: on the blue line, Kelly Kutowicz and Murray Duval. The left wing will be Greg Spenrath. The right wing, number 10, Greg Delcourt. And at center, moving over from right wing, Troy Kennedy. In goal for the Americans, only the goalie, Olaf Kolzig. The defense for Spokane, Frank Evans and John Clem. The left wing, Darcy Lawn, the team captain. Right wing, Mike Hodge, former Tri-City American, who went with Milan Dragicevic in the trade for Duval and Delcourt. And at center, Ray Whitney. In net for Spokane tonight will be Jeff Ferguson.
This first period face-off sponsored by the Hockey Shop on Welshon Way in Richland.
And a referee tonight, Derek Adams, with Jay Schurz and Brent Ashley. We're ready to get this thing underway. First period of hockey, and it'll be a tough one. The first 5 minutes will set the tone of the game, most likely tonight. Kennedy against Whitney. You hear the crowd react, and we're ready to go. Face-off drawn back into the Spokane zone. It's on net. Ferguson drops it behind the net there. For number 4, Frank Evans. Evans up the left wing. Headman pass for Whitney, knocked away to the Americans. Duval has it, dumps it into the right corner. Racing in after it is Kennedy. TK pulls up short. And the Spokane Chiefs played along the right wing. Shot back in by Duval, around to the left side. Kennedy goes in after it. Drops it down low now. Spenrath racing in on top of John Clem. Clem takes the puck away, comes out to the right side now. Clem with it. Big hit on him by Kennedy. And down low they go with the puck. Now stolen away by Delcourt. Loose puck at the blue line. Here comes Lowen. Darts it to the red line up the left wing. Lowen dropping it off for Haas. He has that booming slap shot, and it's blocked away from him by the Americans. Now Dragicevic takes a shot from the wing. Pumped off to the left side by Kolzig. Here comes Falloon. Pat Falloon wheeling in, tries to wrap around on Kolzig. Shoots it in front of the net. He scores! Pat Falloon played it right off of Kolzig's stick, and it goes in.
Pat Falloon was taking it around the back behind the net with Murray Duval on him all the way around there. Pat Falloon doing a little bit of stick work behind the net. Dumps it back into center it, but it bounces off Olaf Kolzig's left pad. And as soon as it did that, it crossed right behind that line and lit up the red lamp. And Spokane jumps right out 54 seconds into this game and takes a 1-0 lead over the Americans.
Well, the goal scored by Pat Falloon. The assist, I think, will go to Haas. Now referee Derek Adams saying, Spokane, you're a little late with that shift change, and the Chiefs will have to send some people back off the ice. It'll be the Barnes line with LeBrun and Rick Fry against Whitney, Lowen, and Haas. I didn't get the assist, but I think it went to Mike Haas.
Unassisted.
Unassisted, okay. Dragicevic dumps it into the Tri-City zone. Back behind the net, Jake. Jake starts up the right wing. Hits Fry. Fry, headman left for LeBrun from Barnes. Dumping it into the Spokane zone. Dragicevic races in after it. And Fry lines him up. Along the boards, right side, Jake slaps it back in. Comes back out to the blue line. Whitney trying to get it around Barnes. Barnes takes the hit there, and the Americans flip it back into the Spokane zone. To the left wing, LeBrun goes in on Dragicevic. He's more worried about Dragicevic, though. And the puck goes down low to Barnes. Barnes sure stank it, but it goes to Jake. Left circle. Jake starting in, and they tie it up. And there'll be a big penalty there as LeBrun is crashed into the net. I think the penalty will go against Milan Dragicevic. But we'll have to wait and see what Derek Adams calls. We'll get the official announcement for you from Tom Lathan as Dragicevic and LeBrun crashed into the net hard.
That's exactly what it is, Kirk. It's a penalty to Milan Dragicevic for holding. He'll sit down for a couple of minutes, and he took John LeBrun right into the net down there and put him right up against the post. Power play opportunity for the Tri-City Americans.
Comes at the minute 34 mark, and will give the Americans their first power play. A one-man advantage for the Tri-City Americans. Face off left circle, Spokane zone. Down to our left, Chiefs in red, Americans in white. It'll be the Barnes line with Spenrath and Kennedy now. LeBrun at the left point. Face off won by the Chiefs. Back for it is Clem. Clem behind the net. Spenrath knocks him off the puck, comes to Kennedy behind the net. Out to Kennedy and a slot shoot! And it's blocked by Ferguson. Spinrath gets it to Kennedy, tries to lift it in, it won't go. Kennedy, Spinrath keeps it on his stick, stolen away by Spokane. Here comes Green. Travis Green up the left wing. Back on him is LeBrun. Green to the blue line, and LeBrun takes him right off the play. Backboard is Jake. And here come the Americans. Back up the left wing, Steve Jake. Jake fires a pass right to Barnes. Barnes across the blue line, Spokane zone, pulls up the right circle. Goes right now to Steve Jake. Jake sweeps it left to LeBrun. LeBrun goes down low to Barnes. Barnes starts in, wheels back. Stu Barnes left of the circle, goes down low to Spinrath. He'll have to play it behind the net. Back out to Kennedy now. Back to Jake. At the right point, up to LeBrun at the blue line. LeBrun's out of the circle. Turns in. His pass smothered, but he gets it right back now off of Spokane stick. And shot back into the neutral zone. Shot out of there by John Clem. 1 minute to play in the Americans' power play. Back behind the net comes Jake. Here come the Americans. Now Nibbs on with Fry and Barnes. Nibbs poked off the puck. Back to the blue line. It stays in play. Spokane back for it. Scott Farrell with it, and he'll ice it back into neutral ice. Into the Tri-City zone. Kolzik leaves it behind the net. Looks for LeBrun, and he'll leave it there for Sean LeBrun behind the net. Comes out the right side to Murray Duval. Duval back to LeBrun. Whoops, stolen away in front of the spot. Friesen drops it back up front. A shot taken left of the net by Farrell. Just wide of the net. They go to the right wing. The Americans with it. Out now to Calvin Nibbs. Nibbs as the Americans start to break in. To LeBrun, and we have the whistle. High sticking the ball.
Darcy Lowen, I believe, and
I think
they're going to put in Murray Duval. Well, I'll tell you, and there's going to be another alternating penalty against number 10, Darcy Lowen. I see Adams pointing over to him, and they have opened up. It doesn't look like it, maybe not.
Well, Duval getting 2 minutes. That's up. 2 minutes for roughing. Here it is.
Chiefs number 10, Darcy Lowen, 2 minutes for roughing. For the Tri-City Americans, it's number 11, Murray Duval, 2 minutes for roughing. Both those penalties at 3:21.
Okay, that's coincidental penalties, roughing away from the play. And the faceoff will come at neutral ice. 13 seconds left in the Americans' power play. Faceoff with Rennie. Now the puck gloved by Falloon. He drops it down. Headman pass goes left to Friesen. Into the Tri-City zone. Rennie wearing number 6 tonight instead of his customary number 23. Cudowitz fires it right now to Delcourt. Delcourt finds Rennie. Rennie starts in, has to wheel back. Rennie turns from the right circle. Steve Rennie. Power play's over. Rennie and Jakes play catch. Rennie in the slot, shoots. Redirected but wide of the net. Nibbs wheels around, tries to center it. Knocked down as Rennie goes down. And the puck comes out in the hands of the Spokane Chiefs. Off the right wing. Now Delcourt there to steal it away as Dirksen levels Chad Larson. Nibbs firing it into the Spokane zone. Racing after it, John Clem. Rennie tries to pinch Clem off behind the net. Gets it out to Falloon. Goes left now to Travis Green. Here comes Green to center ice. Stick handles across the blue line. It is checked off the puck for the Americans. Back up now to Nibbs. Calvin Nibbs up the left wing. Nibbs looks for help. Whoops. Has the puck stolen away by Falloon. Falloon up the right wing, fires it into the Tri-City zone. Dirksen will play it in the corner. Dirksen tries to knock it away. Here come the Americans. Durkee up the right wing, now goes left. Cross ice to Robertson. Robertson puts a nice move on there on Czechnita, but Czechnita's able to get to the puck. Chiefs turn it around. Racing back to the Tri-City zone. The Americans steal it back. Jakes, headman for Robertson, knocked away into the corner right. And they line up Farley's in the corner. Big hit on Farley. As the puck comes around to Czechnita, to Sexsmith, and lost by Spokane at center ice. Here comes Jakes across the blue line left, pounded by Czechnita, and the Chiefs breaking away to the right side. Friesen across the blue line, 1-on-2. Friesen goes left, a shot by Sexsmith, blocked wide of the net. Now it comes out right side to Scherstenka. Dan Scherstenka up the right wing for the Americans. All the way in, shoots it ahead, and it's knocked down by Clem. Clem with it for Spokane, cross ice right, Frank Evans. Evans up the wing, feeds a neat pass in left side to Whitney, but it was offside, Spokane.
Spokane currently bringing in an 0-6. They're 0-6 in their last 6 road games. They've lost every single one of them. The Americans currently are 4-2-1 in their last 7 games. They went 4-0-1 in a stretch there where they were undefeated. They've lost 2 in a row, 2 road games, but they're 3-0 against Spokane at home, and they've won 4 in a row against the Chiefs overall.
Both teams playing like they recognize the importance of this one. Kutowitz and Sandwith at the blue line for the Americans now. Face off back to Kutowitz. Left to Sandwith, and he gets it right back. Headman pass for Spenrath. Spenrath got by him, and he'll race into the corner. Has Ferguson lined up, but shoots it back out to Sandwith at the point. Gets by Tran Sandwith, stolen away by Whitney. Whitney walks in. Kutowitz there to cut him off. Sandwith goes left. Fires his shot blocked by Kolzig. Back up front left to Clem. He fires it in left of the Tri-Cities net. Out to Whitney, left of the slot. Whitney starts down. Whitney losing the puck there in the corner to Spenrath. With it is Delcourt. Delcourt taken off by Haas. Now the Americans bring it up the left wing. Kennedy from Spenrath. Whoops, bad pass. Kennedy will have to work to get it. No, Clem takes it away. Shot back to neutral ice, and Sandwith fires it back out. Spokane with it back in their zone. Evans cross ice left now to John Clem. Clem whips it right over the head of Jay Schurz. Jay Schurz about took that one on the noggin.
I'll tell you what, Kirk, you can see Spokane coming out with the tenacity they needed to get out here tonight. Coach Gary Braum was indicating that earlier this evening, saying that the team had to come out and play, and it was going to be determined in this first 5 minutes of the game. We've already played just over 6 minutes, and it looks like Spokane has come into the Coliseum tonight to try to make up and get that first win here.
Although I don't think it's decided by any means, even though Spokane has a 1-goal lead. Neither team has established a clear momentum advantage, I don't think. Face-off inside the Spokane zone. Barnes against Green. They're a couple of blue chippers for you. Travis Green and Stu Barnes. Now Green goes out. In comes Falloon. Potential Rookie of the Year, Pat Falloon. Loses the draw to Barnes, and the Americans shoot it in left of the Spokane net. Into the corner it goes. Barnes stealing away. Falloon there to take it away from Barnes. Barnes upending Falloon, and the puck comes loose. Pat Falloon gets it. Now Barnes trading slashes with Rowland as the puck comes up to net, neutral ice. Backhand pass for Falloon. Blocked, and we have a whistle.
I believe Stu Barnes is going to go sit down for a couple of minutes. And Stu's over there talking to Adams right now, and it is going to be a roughing call against Stu Barnes. Stu Barnes will take a chair. Penalty against the Americans. Power play opportunity for the Spokane Chiefs.
And this penalty coming at the 6 minute and 29 second mark of the period. 1-1 tie. Or 1-0 rather. Power play number 1 for the Chiefs. 1-0 Spokane leading the Tri-City Americans. That business started with Barnes back there behind the net.
Exactly.
As he was trading slashes with Rowland. Face-off, Tri-City zone. One by the Chiefs. Knocked away by the Americans at ice by Rennie. Back for left are the Spokane Chiefs. Now Clem brings it up, goes left to Travis Green. Green cross ice right, puts it on Sexsmith's stick. He shoots it into the slot, and the Americans knock it away. Here comes Nibbs. Nibbs with it, and he'll just ice it back into the Spokane zone. Rennie racing in on top of Falloon. He'll wheel away now, and Falloon will bring it out. Up the right side, Dean Sexsmith. Sexsmith acquired from Saskatoon. Headman pass goes to Whitney, and he's offside.
Spokane Chiefs score about 23.5% of the time on the power play. They were 2 for 3 against Portland the other night. They sure manhandled Portland the other night up there at the Spokane Coliseum, didn't they, Kirk?
Well, they certainly did.
That was their first win in 4 games. Actually broke a 3-game losing streak, and where they did it in style up there.
Face-off will come outside the Tri-Cities blue line. It'll be Steve McNutt against Rob Friesen. Friesen from Winnipeg, McNutt from Calgary. Face-off won by Friesen. But the Americans, Kwiatkowski gets to it, and no hooking penalties. He was taken down big time by the Spokane Chiefs. Backboard is Darcy Lowen. Cross ice left to Frank Evans. Evans with the puck, shoots it around McNutt, goes right to Farrell. Farrell redirecting it to Lowen. Lowen across the blue line. Lowen with Haas goes left, shoots! Blocked by Colby. Rebound comes out, the Americans. Kwiatkowski dumping it into the Spokane zone. A minute left in the power play. Ferguson back beside the net now to play it out for the Spokane Chiefs. Shot back in by the Americans. Kwiatkowski getting another chance. Cross-ice pass for the Chiefs as they break out. Friesen with Haas. Haas to the blue line. Drop back. Dropped it right across the blue line. And will come back outside the blue line. Haas has not distinguished himself in the first couple of appearances, at least the last few between these two teams. He did early, right after the trade. But the last 2 or 3 games, he's been almost non-existent.
That's right. Eric, so what do you think of the game so far? Pretty fast-paced, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Now, this is the first time you've ever seen a hockey game, right?
Right.
Yeah. Now, Where do you go to school? Over in Pasco?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Where do you go to school, Eric?
River Baptist.
All right.
Okay, face-off outside the blue line. Rennie against Travis Green. Green drawing it back to the right side. Puck shot across ice left. And into the Tri-City zone by Rowland. Back behind the net, the Americans, and they fire it right back the length of the ice. Left of the Spokane net. Nibs racing back with Rowland, but Rowland will get it behind the net. Rennie looks him over, and then will leave the puck beside the net. For number 16, rather, Travis Green. Green to the blue line, starts in and offside. As right at the last second, a nice move by Murray Duval. As Falloon made kind of a rookie mistake. He got to the blue line early. Duval was there, waited until Falloon had no chance to recover, and then just jerked him across the blue line into the Tri-City zone to be offside.
Well, that tells you the kind of player that Murray Duval is. That was a very heads-up play on the Americans' part right there.
Green against Rennie. Rennie wins it, and Nibs fires it into the Spokane zone. Chiefs in red with the white and blue numerals and trim blue pants. Up the right side, John Clem. Clem to center ice. Fires it in left of the Tri-Cities net. Falloon's on it. Wheels around behind the net. They center ice. Shot blocked once, twice by Kolzig as they try to jam it in from the right side. Now the Americans shoot it around to the point. Power play's over. Barnes is back on the ice as Duval takes Falloon off the play. Puck shot ahead, but LeBrun can't get to it. Chiefs will race back for it'll be icing when the Chiefs touch it, and we'll take timeout on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
Ruff's is not your ordinary fast food restaurant. As a matter of fact, nothing about Ruff's is ordinary.
100% all ground beef from the leanest choice cuts. Stacked with the highest quality mayonnaise, relish, pickles, onions, 3 slices of tomato. Topped with a 5.5-inch sesame seed bun. The biggest, the best, the Rough Giant Burger.
Ruff's now at 2 locations on Clearwater and Kennewick and 1504 West Lewis and Pasco.
Back at the Tri-Cities Coliseum, it'll be Barnes against Rob Friesen on the face-off. Now Friesen is being excused, and Sexsmith will come in, as the linesman apparently caught either Friesen or a Spokane player out of position there when the puck was ready to be dropped. Jakes on the face-off, behind the net, comes out to the left point, shot. Gloved by Kolzig. He'll drop it behind the net for Jake. Jake up the right side to Duval. Back to Jake. Whoops, Spokane breaks it up. Diving on it is Scherstenka. Dan Scherstenka in the right corner. Scherstenka brings it up the right wing. Scherstenka looks for Barnes, puts it on his stick. Here comes Barnes with LeBrun, blue line. Barnes breaks through. Barnes can't get the shot away, and Ferguson comes out to dive on the puck.
And we have a penalty as well, Kirk.
Holding will be the call.
I believe that's going against the Spokane Chiefs.
Well, they had Barnes and LeBrun breaking in on Ferguson. Barnes split the defenseman neatly, and one of the defensemen, in this case, Czechnita, latched on to Barnes and held on.
While Czechnita grabbed a hold of Stu Barnes, and Stu went right in towards the net on Ferguson. Stu made a pretty move as he skated right around Czechnita, and Czechnita had nothing else to do but grab on to Stu Barnes' jersey and hold on for dear life as Stu went in on the net, and just enough to hold him up so he couldn't get a shot. And in the meantime, he ended up picking himself up a 2-minute penalty. Power play for the Americans.
It's almost too bad that Barnes wasn't able to drop that behind for LeBrun, because LeBrun had a rifle shot at Ferguson from the right side. Face-off, Spokane zone. Barnes wins the draw. Spokane shooting it around the left point. LeBrun LeBrun let it get by. Here comes Fuster. Marco Fuster by himself. In on Kolzig, but he fanned on the shot. Only came out, took everything away from him. Now Spokane with it. Back to neutralize. Oops, Barnes steals the puck. Barnes between the defenders. Shoots, and Ferguson kicks it away. Spenrath racing it on the puck. Goes into the left corner. Breaks Spenrath with it. Spenrath dropping it low for Barnes. Barnes in the circle left. Shoots! Blocked by Ferguson. Rebound. Spenrath will get it in the left circle. Back up front now to Barnes again. Barnes, neat move there. Out to LeBrun at the blue line. Right to Jakes. Jakes tries to force a pass. Won't go, and he's looking for Kennedy. Now he goes to the right point, starts in. Jake shoots. Wrist shot blocked by Ferguson. And he gloved it. And held on because Spenrath was there to drive it right through the net. And he almost drove Ferguson, glove, puck, and all through the net.
That's right. That was a hard wrist shot by Steve Jakes. Spokane was playing their box defense in their shorthanded play right there, and they were split up pretty good. They had 2 men towards the boards and 2 men towards this side of the rink, and that left Steve Jakes to just go in pretty freely on Ferguson. And when he got within 35 feet, he let a wrist shot go, and it was a hot one, too, as it caught Ferguson right in the glove, and he held on to it for a face-off off to Ferguson's glove side.
Right now, Olaf Kolzig leading all goalies in the Western Hockey League with a 3.7 goals against average.
A 90.5% save percentage.
Unbelievable save percentage. It'll be Lowen against Barnes now. Spokane zone right circle. 10 minutes to play first period. Chiefs lead, and the Americans are on a power play. Lowen gets the thumb from the linesman, and now Mike Hawes will step in. Mike Hawes from Prince George, British Columbia. 6'3", 216 pounds. He was over 230, and they suspended him for a while. Made him lose a little weight. Down in the corner, rolling with it as Hawes wins the draw. Out to Hawes, fires it up to the slot. Goes to Lowen, but he leaves it behind. Delcourt for LeBrun. LeBrun shot blocked by Hawes, and it goes way up into the air and into the right corner. Back up front, Jakes. Jakes with it. Goes right side now to Nibbs. Nibbs shoots wide of the net left, and Barnes brings it around. Barnes tries to fire it down low to Delcourt. Back up to Barnes. Barnes with the puck on his stick, left circle. Back up front to LeBrun. Sean LeBrun, cross ice. Nibbs a shot. Blocked by Ferguson. Rebound. Score! Greg Delcourt. Great shot out there. Calvin Nibbs took a blistering shot out in front from a beautiful pass from Sean LeBrun. And Calvin Nibbs blistered Ferguson with one. The rebound came right out in front, and there was Greg Delcourt. And Greg Delcourt picks up his 13th goal of the season, and I believe it was a power play besides, as the Americans tied Spokane now at 1 apiece. Pretty exciting goal, Hunter. The Americans crowd just rocking and rolling here. As the Americans have brought the rock and roll roadshow back home and put one in the net on Ferguson. Now we're tied at 1. Face-off won by the Chiefs. Back left side. Out comes right to John Clem. Clem bringing it up. Clem across the blue line right side. Wheels back. John Clem cross ice left. Looking for Barlage. His shot blocked out front. The Americans take it back. McNutt. Dave McNutt to the right wing. Looks for Kwiatkowski. Plays it ahead to him. It'll outrun him. And into the Spokane zone. Barlage and Kwiatkowski. Barlage takes a whack on it. Lays some lumber on Kwiatkowski, too. Down in the corner they go. Steve Junker tries to play it out, but Duval there to break it up. Big hit on Duval by Barlage, but Murray has it. Murray Duval tries to get it to McNutt. He does. They sweep it back down low. Whoops. Stolen away by Spokane. Cross ice right. Sexsmith. Headman pass for Junker. Junker walks in, but it's blocked there by Kwiatkowski. Americans, McNutt steals it back. Here comes Duval, 1-on-2. No help. Here's Robertson into the play. Duval looking for Robertson. Slides it into the slot to Nibbs. Goes down low right side to Robertson. Now Nibbs turns around. Nibbs takes it back up front. Duval. Duval, a wrist shot. Deflected just wide of the net. Now Dragicevic takes a big hit down low by the Americans. Puck's loose. Rolling. Racing after it with Nibbs. They come around behind the net again to Sexsmith. Up the right way. It's a drive. Ferguson rebound. Nice save by Ferguson. Took that one straight up. Goes left to Whitney. Whitney in front of the Tri-Cities bench. Now to Hawes. Hawes to the right point across the blue line. Hawes, and they whistle it down. They blew it down when Hawes went in offside.
That's exactly what they did, Kirk. Everybody was in offsides as Spokane was on the fly right there, changing their lines up. And it was just a little bit ahead of Hawes as he went in over the blue line, but the puck was right behind him, and that constitutes offsides, and they'll have a face-off, bringing it outside the Tri-City American zone.
Hawes terrorizes goalies around the league. He has probably the hardest slap shot in the league. He does kind of tend to wind it up, but when he turns it loose, it can be a scorcher, and he has drilled more than one goalie in this league from the blue line. Face-off, won by Whitney. Spokane with it. Barlage firing it in. Stopped by Jakes. Here comes Jakes up the right wing. Goes left now to Barnes. Barnes, fly the trailer. Barnes Blitz the defense. Tries to get a whack at it. They shoot wide of the net right. Ferguson drops it down low. Barlish comes up with it to Haas along the right wing. Haas taken off the play by Fry. Fry losing it in the left circle. Now the Spokane Chiefs bring it up the right wing. Lowen. Darcy Lowen faces up with Dirksen. Takes him to the right. Lowen tries to slide it into the slot for Whitney. Blocked by LeBrun. Here comes LeBrun. LeBrun pulling up short, waits for help. Backhand pass for Barnes. Barnes will leave it, and Jakes will take it in. To the blue line, and we have an offside. Barnes leveled by Chris Rowland.
Chris Rowland took Stu Barnes into the zone as the pass from Sean LeBrun was just behind Stu Barnes. And as he tried to pick it up, he was just behind it, and it got in over the line, and it's an offside call. They'll bring this one outside the Spokane Chiefs zone for a face-off.
Well, the scoreboard and the music says I'm all shook up, and Stu Barnes could identify with that one right now. Rowland has put some lumber on Barnes already a couple of times tonight. I kind of look for that to continue for a while. Green against TK. Troy Kennedy. Now he's being excused, and in will come Delcourt. Puck is down. Spokane wins it. Chiefs for the puck. Here comes Rowland across the red line. Fires it in. Kolzig makes the save. Rebound comes out, and it hits Konowitz's skate. That was a saving play right there as Chad Larson had a quick shot. But here comes Kennedy across the blue line. TK dropping it behind for Delcourt. Delly pasted into the boards by Falloon, but he's able to kick it down low to Kennedy. But Spokane stealing it back. Up the right wing comes Green. Travis Green shooting it in, and we have a line violation as the Chiefs race in on Kolzig. Boy, Spokane is really playing hard-nosed hockey. They have hardly folded up their tent, Tony.
That's exactly right, Kirk. They know they have to win. Right now, they're currently in last place. They're about 5 points behind the Americans and Seattle for that fourth and final spot. They play the Tri-City Americans tonight, tomorrow night up in Spokane, and then take a bus ride about a 4.5-hour trip over to Seattle and play the Thunderbirds. The two teams that they need to beat, they play this weekend.
You drive that in 4.5 hours?
Oh, I don't think I could. Well, maybe you could.
Not me. I can't even drive. Now Spinrath breaks it, shoots! Blocked by Ferguson. Comes out to Dirksen at the right wing. Fired down the slot by Dirksen, and Clem there to break it up. Overshoots his man. Farrell to the left side. Jake saves it. Fires it back into the Spokane zone. Backboard is Czechnyta. Czechnyta shoots an outlet pass. Kennedy stealing it away, but the Americans are offside. Kennedy made a nice move, but he caught Spenrath and Delcourt in the zone. Thing about hockey, and I keep thinking that by this time we've all figured out how that rule works, but I know from talking to people it isn't quite true. Once the puck crosses that blue line back out to center ice, all your players have to come back out of the offensive zone, and the puck has to go in first. Must precede all the offensive players into that zone. Otherwise, it's offside. Rennie on the faceoff. Rennie wearing number 6 tonight. Now, I know that there's no superstition on his team, but if they win, Rennie will be back in 6 tomorrow night. Puck back into the Tri-City zone. Jakes with it. Shoots it out to Nibb. Nibb fires it ahead for Barnes. Barnes goes in on Czechnyta. Cross ice left to Sexsmith. Back stolen away by Barnes. Barnes right of the net. Here comes Barnes. Wheels in. Tries to shoot it into the slot. Blocked by Sexsmith. Shoots it again. Blocked by Ferguson. Now Barnes again, and he fires and it hits the pipe. Puck up the left side. Sexsmith shoots it back to neutral ice, but it'll come out to Dirksen. Dirksen races back for it. Pulls up in front of Friesen. Devin Dirksen goes to Jakes. Cross ice left. Glove by Rennie. Rennie finds Barnes. Barnes breaks in. Barnes has to pull up and is upended. Barnes tries to slide it into the slot for Rennie. Rennie can't get to it, and the Chiefs have it. Here comes Fuster up the right wing. Marco Fuster. And it's stolen there by Rennie. Here comes the Roondog. Rennie, left side. Finding Jake. Shoots. Score! Steve McNutt. And a little cheap number there by Fuster. Twice. Fuster nails 2 guys. Fuster's got to go. Fuster took a cheap shot in the ribs at McNutt, who scored the goal, and then took a shot at Kwiatkowski. And they're going to throw Kwiatkowski. Oh, no. Injustice there. Wow.
Well, the goal was scored as Steve Rennie threw a beautiful pass over to Steve Jakes, and Jakes took a blistering shot on Ferguson. Another rebound off of Ferguson, and there was Steve McNutt. Steve McNutt collects his 8th goal of the season and gives the Tri-City Americans a 2-1 lead, and we've got a bunch of penalties going on. Kwiatkowski sitting in there, and number 7, Marco Fuster. For the Chiefs. Yep.
It comes at 14-28. McNutt gets the score. Jakes and Rennie getting assists on McNutt's goal. That would be Nutter's 8th goal of the season. And Kwiatkowski and Fuster both go. But you can look for Fuster to catch some more difficulty when he gets back on the ice. That was a couple of real cheap shots by Fuster.
First game back for Marco Fuster in about 6 games. He's been out with a neck and shoulder injury. And what a way to return, huh?
Yeah. Whitney against Barnes. Puck down. Barnes puts it on McNutt's stick. Puck shot in left of the Spokane zone. Back for it now is Rolling. Rolling around behind the net. Starts up left. Gets around LeBrun. Up to the left wing. Here comes Lowen. Lowen. His pass almost stolen away by Duval. Whitney tries to take it in. Lowen with it. Now Barnes there to steal it. Barnes to LeBrun. But the Chiefs steal it right back. Slide it down. Whitney goes left. Lowen. Center to Haas. Scored! Haas from Lowen. That was a beautifully played goal. Darcy Lowen and Ray Whitney on the assist.
Darcy Lowen down in the corner finds Mike Haas breaking in towards Olaf Kolzig. And it was a nice pass. Hit him directly on the blade of the stick and hit him upstairs. Caught Ole on the glove side up high. And Mike Haas collects his 29th goal of the season. And the Spokane Chiefs have come right back and tied this score at 2.
Well, they did it in just 25 seconds. 5:07 remaining on the clock. Face-off won by the Chiefs. Cross ice left to Rowland. Almost stolen away by the Americans. Now Whitney has it. Back to Lowen. Darcy Lowen goes on the right side to Evans. Cross ice left. Back to Lowen. Lowen with it. Having trouble breaking out of his zone now. Right to Evans. Evans up the right wing. Into center ice. Knocked away by Jakes. Jakes leveled by Kennedy in his own zone. But the Americans dump it back into the Spokane zone. Chiefs try to break it out. Whitney up the left wing now. Whitney facing up with Jakes. Jakes slapping the puck away. Back to neutral ice. Backboard is Czechnyta. Ball Czechnyta shoots it across the blue line. An ice two-line pass is called against the Spokane Chiefs. That's the other thing you can't do, and those are about the only 2 things you can't do in this game in terms of those kinds of violations, and that is pass the puck across the across 2 lines, the red line and either of the blue lines.
Tri-City Americans have outscored Spokane at home 24-7 in the 3 previous games they've played here at the Tri-Cities Coliseum.
2-2 tie now. 4:33 to go in the first period. Here at Tri-Cities Coliseum, it'll be Rennie against Travis Green. Rennie draws it back to Jakes. Jakes cross ice left to Stenka. Stenka dumping it into the Spokane zone. The Americans race after it. Rennie goes in on Czechnyta. Hammers him against the glass. Now the puck comes out of the slot. Backhand shot. Score!
Steve Rennie, that goal, you've got to give 2 points and an assist right there to Steve Rennie. As Steve Rennie, the road dog down there playing hard-nosed hockey, checks it into the board, finds Steve Jakes out in the front as he centered it, and Steve Jakes with a backhand finds the upper corner of the net, and the Americans, just like that, go back out in front over the Spokane Chiefs 3-2.
4:19 to go in the first period. Out of the game tonight for the Americans is Rob Krause. He'll be out for a couple of weeks with a torn rotator cuff. He'll be Tony's guest in the first period. Tri-City Americans owner Ron Dixon will be our guest in the second intermission. 3-2. I don't think Tom's going to last here tonight, Tony. Listen to this.
By number 4, Steve Jakes at 15:41.
Well, let's see. Did they give Rennie an assist?
I don't believe they gave Rennie an assist on that.
Okay, 3-2. The Americans, Jakes unassisted. And the Chiefs win the faceoff. Cross ice right, Clem. John Clem brings it up, shoots a pass left side for Farrell. Scott Farrell has it knocked away by the Americans. Now Rennie with the puck. Rennie knocked off of it. Falloon has it. Falloon, a 16-year-old for the Spokane Chiefs. Potential Rookie of the Year. Cross the blue liner, shot goes and puts it up in the crowd. Big drive there by Spokane by Travis Green, and it went right over the glass.
You know, Kirk, speaking of 16-year-olds, Spokane has 3 16-year-olds on this team. They've got Junker, Whitney, and Falloon, and all of them, for 16-year-olds, are expected to break 50 points this season. Pretty remarkable for 16-year-olds.
It is very remarkable. Tell you how good you have to be. Stu Barnes did it as a 16-year-old, a rookie last year, but boy, it'll be Barnes against Friesen now. And Friesen gets the quick thumb from the linesman. In will come Dean Sexsmith from Virden, Manitoba. Fifth-round pick of the New York Islanders. A potential teammate of Sean LeBrun. Now the Roondog did get an assist on that goal. So credit given where credit deserved, as Kutowitz takes the face-off back behind the net. Kutowitz with it, plays it out left. Check it as Dirksen back to Kutowitz. Dirksen goes up the right wing to Kennedy. He redirects it, but it's blocked by Friesen. Shot back in front of the Tri-Cities net. Americans lead 3-2. Now the Americans, Kennedy up the right wing. Kennedy pasted to the boards hard by Junker. Back into the corner they go. Kutowitz with it. Gets it up now to Kennedy. Lifted up to neutral ice. Barnes trying to steal it back, and is shot back in by Spokane. Devin Dirksen will glove it wide to the net right. Durkee goes right now to Kutowitz. Shoots it ahead to Kennedy. Kennedy lifting it back into neutral ice. Goes to Barnes. Here comes Barnes with LeBrun. 2-on-1 LeBrun. But he's taken down. LeBrun goes down in front of the net. Taken down there by number 3, Frank Evans. No whistle, and the puck goes down behind the Spokane net. Barnes and LeBrun dig at it, along with Sexsmith. Now it comes out to Brunner. Sean LeBrun wheels around, tries to center. Comes out right side to Kutowitz. The Americans pinch Kutowitz in tight. Now he puts it on Barnes' stick. Whoops, behind the net, stolen away by Spokane. Here come the Chiefs up the left wing. That's number 27, Sexsmith, and he dumps it into the Tri-City zone. The Americans will reset. Whoops, almost stolen away. It is stolen away by Whitney. In the corner, now the Americans get it back. Hawes in the left corner. Dumps it back behind the Tri-Cities net. Back for it, Dirksen. Dirksen shoots it around behind the net. Hawes jumps on it, centers. But the Americans there to break up the play. Nice pass by Hawes as Barnes comes up the left wing. To Barnes with the puck, left side. Starts down low, taken off the puck by Clem. Hawes has it. Now Hawes firing it back into the Tri-City zone. Stepping in front of the play is Spenrath, and we have a whistle. As the referee stops the play from behind. Let's see what the penalty will be.
I'm not sure exactly, Kirk, what his call was on that. There is a stoppage of play, and they are putting the face-off just outside the Tri-City American zone.
Derek Adams went over and had a word with the scorer's bench. Well, it will be a penalty against Tri-Cities. And I'm waiting to see who goes in. They have the penalty box open, but
I think there was too many men on the ice, Kirk. I think when we watched as Jakes came over to the side of the to get the puck, I believe that they were trying to get a man off, and as Jakes was coming on, I think they caught him with too many men on the ice. We'll wait for the official result on that, but that's my speculation on it.
Yep, it's what it's got to be, because the whistle did blow when the puck hit Spenrath's stick. A bench minor, too many men. LeBrun will serve it at the 17:46 mark. And it will be power play number 2 for the Chiefs. The Americans with 1 power play goal. They lead 3-0 over the Spokane Chiefs.
That's a pretty tough call to make. Actually, the linesmen are pretty much responsible for that call. But in this situation, referee Derek Adams whistled it down.
It will be Whitney against Delcourt. And they immediately go right to the ice. Puck shot back to neutral ice. Here comes Spokane Falloon. Fires it in right of the Tri-Cities net. Kolzig will leave it there. They Spokane Chiefs center it. Comes out to the right point to John Clem. Clem dumps it off right side now for Whitney. Cross ice left one time. Falloon wide of the net. And Duval there to slap it back to neutral ice. Stopped there by Clem. He'll have to play it back left to Pat Falloon. Falloon headman pass right for Hawes. He flips it in a 2-line pass. As Falloon was just over his own blue line when he shot it in. Minute 47 remaining in the first period. 3-2 Tri-Cities. Tomorrow night, We go to Spokane to take on the Chiefs up there.
And then back again on Sunday night against Victoria. And that game is at 6 o'clock. And from what I understand, Kirk, there's only about 1,000 tickets or less remaining for that game. So I would sincerely get here early tomorrow and get those tickets for that game Sunday night.
Box office opens at 9 o'clock. Open 9 to 7, 7 days a week as Duval fires the puck back to center ice. Nibs with it. Nibs cross ice left for Rennie. Back to Rennie. Rennie, Nibs, left shoot. Rebound comes off right side of the net. Boy, it's too bad somebody wasn't in there close. That was an easy goal. Back to Jakes. Back to center ice. Jakes with it, dumping it in left as Nibs is upended by the Chiefs. Roland wheels back in behind his own net. Loses it there, almost loses it to Rennie. Now Spokane with it. You know, I haven't seen Dragicevic in several shifts for Spokane as the puck is shot in left of the Tri-Cities net. Jakes there to slap it back to neutral ice. Rennie almost gets it loose. He does. Nibs, but Nibs just overskated it. Spokane with it. Back to the blue line, right side. Farrell. Farrell starts in. Duval takes him out. And Nibs has it. Whistle. As I think Farrell laid one on the top of Murray Duval's noggin. Now Duval backs away from Farrell. Roughing is the call. What gives here?
And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be against the Spokane Chiefs. It looks like it is against number 5, Scott Farrell. He'll sit down for a couple minutes. Kirk, what this leaves now, there's 55 seconds remaining in this first period. There will be a power play opportunity for the Americans going into the second period of almost a minute, or just over a minute, actually.
Yeah, it looked like he might have laid a little lumber on Murray Duval down there in the right circle.
Yeah. Well, Kirk, what can happen right now? There's 55 seconds left. Plenty of time for the Americans to score a goal. And actually, what can happen here is, well, what this does now is it gives them their equal strength right here.
4-on-4.
Right, and there will be a power play for the Americans as they head into the second period.
You got to call this Barnes-Arama time, because with more room on the ice, this is when the young man from Spruce Grove, Alberta, does his thing. Barnes against Green. Barnes wins the draw, dumps it in left of the Spokane net. Barnes racing in on Green, but Green has it. Green to Clem. Back to Green. Left side, here comes Travis Green. Green across the Tri-Cities blue line. Splits the defense, but the puck's loose. Knocked down, picked out of there by Spokane. Evans. They shoot it in behind the Tri-Cities net. Green trying to get it from Scherstenka. Can't do it. Now headman pass for Barnes. A little hot. Back to Clem. Clem firing it back into the Tri-Cities zone. Kolzig will play it right back to Kutowitz. Kutowitz cross ice right behind the net to Scherstenka. Up the right wing, Kennedy goes to Barnes. Kennedy and Barnes, 2-on-2. Barnes and Kennedy cross at the blue line. And Barnes wheels back out to center ice, and we get a whistle. May have been offside against the Americans as they went racing in. 3 seconds left for the penalty being served by LeBrun. Rob Krause will be our guest in the first intermission with Tony Ott and with Eric Matthews, and we'll give Eric a chance to talk with the Tri-City Americans blue liner as well. Face-off just outside the Spokane blue line. 17 seconds to go. Tony, Rob did a pretty good job the other night, but I don't think you're in any real jeopardy yet. Face-off, won by Spokane. Here goes Fuster. Fuster taken out before he can get away a shot, and we have a penalty against Duval. Duval holding on Marco Fuster. Really didn't have much choice there as Fuster beat him way outside the blue line and raced in on Kolzig. Might have been better off to let Kolzig handle that one.
Well, what that does, that pretty much erases the power play into the second period for the Americans, and will give Spokane about a 55-second power play to begin, or at the end of the penalty to Spokane. So they'll have a power play in that second period of almost a minute.
8 seconds remaining in this period here at Tri-Cities Coliseum. Face-off left circle in the Tri-City zone. Rennie against Green. 4 seconds to play. Puck goes down low. The Chiefs try to center. It comes out to the blue line left. Slam a shot, and time runs out. Well, at the end of the period, the Tri-City Americans 3, the Spokane Chiefs 2, and we'll be back on the Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
Hi, I'm Kelly Kudowitz, defense with the Tri-City Americans. When it's game night, I need to get the Coliseum on time, and I kind of like to go in style, right to the front door. That's why I take the new Ben Franklin Transit.
Hey, hockey fans, has Ben Franklin Transit got a deal for you. Ride to all the home hockey games for half price.
Don't get iced out over parking. Take the bus.
Up, way up. That's what's been happening to cable viewership. At the same time, guess what's happened to network viewership? And the majority of those lost network ratings have gone directly to cable. Over 120 million viewers have found cable, and there's a simple way for advertisers to find them. Plug into the power of cable. America is cable ready.
Saskatoon leads Moose Jaw after 2, and Kamloops leading Seattle 1-0 at the end of what?
This second period face-off sponsored by Vacuum City with 2 locations to serve you in Pasco and in Richland. Shots on goal in that first period. The Tri-City Americans had 12 shots on the net, while the Spokane Chiefs had 9. Kirk?
And we're ready for the face-off. It'll be Stu Barnes against Travis Green. Derek Adams to drop the puck. Puck is down. Back to the blue line. It's 4-on-4 now. Dirksen with it in the Tri-City zone. Dirksen goes around behind the net to Kudowitz. Kelly comes up the left wing. Puts it on Barnes' stick. Barnes cross ice right for a streaking LeBrun. LeBrun being worked over by Rowland. He's taken down hard and a penalty coming. Rowland will take the cheap shot as LeBrun really clobbered by Chris Rowland. And Rowland is going to go to the penalty box. I'll tell you what, he's laying some lumber on LeBrun.
And Sean LeBrun is down in the corner, and he is really hurt. He took that shot right into the boards, and he was completely sprawled out as Rowland went right into the boards with him. And he's holding his knee really bad right now. And I'm not really speculating on anything right now on the seriousness of the injury, but he is down and not moving.
And we'll take time out and be right back on this Tri-Cities Radio American Hockey Broadcast.
Up, way up. That's what's been happening to cable viewership. At the same time, guess what's happened to network viewership? And the majority of those lost network ratings have gone directly to cable. Over 120 million viewers have found cable, and there's a simple way for advertisers to find them. Plug into the power of cable. America is cable ready.
And took a beautiful pass from Stu Barnes. Chris Rowland just smashed him against the boards, and LeBrun went to the ice hard, holding his midsection. I think Sean took some lumber. May have either been, I think he was butt-ended in his stomach.
Yeah, you may be right there,
by
Kirk.
Rowland. His knees appear to be okay, but Brunner's going to come off the ice very slowly, and the Tri-Cities fans are just hot. And they're over there looking at the Spokane fans like, hey, say something.
And he's skating off under his own power, but he's holding his midsection, and that's exactly what it looks like, Kirk. He did take a piece of stick right into the midsection, and that has got to hurt. I'll tell you what, if they don't give a 5-minute on that one, and I've seen different things in hockey.
Yeah.
Penalty to number 18, Sean LeBrun. 2 minutes for roughing at 18 seconds.
LeBrun drawing a penalty for roughing.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's either the most gutty call anybody ever made or something.
That is really amazing. I've seen a lot of things in this game now.
Good night, Irene.
Well, what that does now is that it gives Spokane a 5-on-3. Let's see if we can get this worked out here.
Well, that's the second cheap shot that Roland has taken on somebody. And John Oliver just airing out the referee. It'll be 5-on-3. McNutt will serve the penalty for LeBrun. Wow.
That's exactly right. I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of different things in this game, but that sure looked like a directed shot, and I can't say one way or the other on that, but Roland had eyes for LeBrun, and when he took him right down into the boards there, that was, it's going to be a 4-on-3 is what it's going to be, and then they'll have a 5-on-3 for about 24 seconds, 26 seconds roughly.
It'll be a minute and 26 seconds. As Spokane wins the draw, now it's 4-on-3. Chiefs coming across the blue line into the Tri-City zone, back behind the net as Jakes taking Sexsmith in deep, comes back out to the right point. Falloon goes left now to Clem. Clem down low to number 16, Green. Back up front to Clem. Back to Green on the left wing. Back up front to John Clem. His shot smothered by Rennie, and back to neutral ice. 15 seconds remaining in the Spokane penalty. Right side, Falloon, a shot, and Kolzig puts it over the glass into the crowd. 8 seconds remaining in the penalty to number 5, Farrell, and then there will be 50 seconds, roughly, of 5-on-3, and another 30 seconds of 5-on-4. I can't figure out how they get a penalty on Sean LeBrun.
I'm still figuring that one out, too. That was amazing.
I wonder if Mr. Adams is watching a different game than I'm watching. 19:03 to go in the second period. Americans leading 3-2 over the Spokane Chiefs. This could be a big momentum builder for the Americans. Fenrath now on the face-off against Lowen. Lowen draws it back right to Haas. Haas comes up top of the circle to Clem, back to Haas left wing. Haas a drive. Kolzig takes it, rebound, kicked in front of the net, and kicked away by Kolzig. Haas trying to steer it loose, back to the point left. Goes in left of the net. Lowen racing down on Scherstenka. Comes out to the right wing, Jakes. Jakes with it, and he slaps it back out of play. Good play by Jakes.
The Americans are going to be in their triangle defense right now to try to thwart this 5-on-3 attempt by the Spokane Chiefs. Kirk?
31 more seconds of 5-on-3. And I would say that Chris Rowland is a marked man right now.
I would say that's a very good speculation there, Kirk.
Of course, without a Rob Krause, then you need a Greg Spenrath or a Darren Kwiatkowski, or maybe a Devin Dirksen to explain to him how things are. Brunner's back on the bench now, standing up, looking at sticks, so he's apparently okay. As the faceoff comes to the right wing for Spokane, Chiefs with it, cross ice right Lowen. He shoots it left to Clem. Clem shot blocked up front. Haas with the rebound. Back up front now to Clem. As Kolzig makes the big save, another drive down the point, and Haas takes it behind the net. Back up front for the Chiefs. 9 seconds left, 5-on-3, a drive, and Kolzig slaps it off the glass and back to neutral ice. Only the goalie coming up big. 1 second left in the double penalty, and now it's 5-on-4 as Duval is back on the ice. Spokane a drive, rebound. Out to Jakes as Kolzig makes the big save again. Only the goalie coming up big for the Americans. Back for it now, Spokane, freezing behind the net. Leaves it for Lowen. Darcy to the right wing. Darcy comes across to the left side. 5 seconds left in the penalty, stolen by Kennedy. Here comes Kennedy and LeBarnes. 2-on-1, Barnes the shot. Over the net wide. All the way back out to neutral ice for Kutowicz. Penalty's over. Spokane 0 for 4. Kennedy across the blue line, cross ice left, Delcourt. Delcourt tries to center for Barnes. Barnes gets to it. Kutowicz tried to one-time it. Breakaway Spokane. Here comes Whitney as he jumps on the puck. Whitney from the right side. Jakes takes him off the play. Jakes up front. They shoot blocked by Kolzig, and he slaps it away. Here come the Americans. Jakes to the left wing. Head to Barnes. Barnes one-on-one. Barnes pulls up. Finds his man. Shoots. Delcourt. Blocked by Ferguson. Kennedy behind the net. Up to Barnes. He shot. Ferguson blocked it. Here come the Chiefs. Chiefs up the left wing. Now to the right side. Cross ice to Fuster. And a two-line pass called against the Spokane Chiefs. Both goalies playing up upside down.
Exactly right. I have to say that and reiterate exactly there, Kirk. Olaf Kolzig making some tremendous stops down here for the Tri-City Americans. Then they skate to the other end, and Mr. Jeff Ferguson doing the same thing without a stick down here, taking Stu Barnes point blank, and you don't do that too often with a goaltender not having a stick and Stu not tallying that red light. Great goaltending on both ends. We're still the Americans 3, Spokane 2.
17 minutes to play in the second period. Kirk Williamson along with Tony Ott and Eric Matthews. Boy, Eric, it's starting to get exciting now, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Face-off just outside the blue line. It'll be McNutt against number 15, Rob Friesen. At the blue line. Face-off goes to the corner. Delcourt dumping it into the Spokane zone. Chiefs with it. Where's Dragicevic? Up the left wing. Knocked away from him by Sexsmith. Back into the corner. Here come the Chiefs. Shot back to the blue line. Stopped by Dirksen. He shoots it down low to Delcourt. Deli fires it down to McNutt. They drop it back, and McNutt breaks up the play. Spenrath lays Fuster out. Puck goes into the corner left. Now Fuster dropping his glove. Spenrath and a shot taken by Delcourt. Goes up high over the net. Fuster dropped his gloves, and Spenrath just skated away from him. Left him standing there like a donkey. Behind the net, McNutt trying to get it out to Spenrath. Now he levels Roland. And McNutt laid an elbow on Roland pretty decent. Oh, big hit on Delcourt there by Fuster. Delcourt and Fuster. Now Fuster steals it away. Double team. Oh, he got laid out flat. They shoot it into the Tri-City zone. Back behind the net goes Duval. Here come the Americans. Duval up the right wing. Duval with it. Duval across the red line. Murray Duval. Duval drops it off and it's poked away. Dropped it off for Barnes. Poked away with the Chiefs. Here comes Green up the left wing. Green to the blue line. His shot smothered up front, and we have a whistle as Murray Duval just stuffed his stick right in front of that shot.
I'll tell you what, Marco Fuster and Greg Spenrath, before this night is over with, are going to get into a little bit of a scrap, because I'll tell you, I saw Spenrath and Fuster going at it, and you're right, Fuster dropped his gloves, but Spenrath was playing hockey, and then they started skating around. Fuster goes over and lays a beautiful check into the boards, knocks an American completely into the glass. Then Spenrath retaliates and puts Fuster down under the ice. I think we're going to see a little bit of a show between those two before this night's over.
Marco Fuster and Greg Spenrath. That'll be a pretty good battle. Well, I have not seen Dragicevic since early in the game. He played the second or third shift. Right. Now he sits on the bench. He didn't play all that well. He's a former Tri-City American who has been involved in a number of scraps since the trade.
Derek Adams is taking Spokane and making all the players go back because they came in on the ice after the whistle had blown.
Home team is allowed the last change, and now excused from the circle is Green. Balloon takes the draw, ties up Barnes. Puck shot into neutral ice. He just grabbed Barnes' stick. Now Rennie takes it off the board. Rennie takes in, hook from behind. No whistle coming up. It's Rennie tied up. Back up to Jake, two-shot glove. And Barnes is right there, and we have a whistle. Barnes actually standing behind the Spokane netminder, and the faceoff will come in the right circle.
But Rennie was just severely hooked as he went across that blue line, and he had an open shot right there on Jeff Ferguson, the goaltender for Spokane. But they'll only call that once in a while, I guess, huh, Kirk?
I guess so. I'm not sure why they whistled that one dead. Unless it is...
Ferguson got a hold of that one. He gloved it in.
Froze it. Okay. Barnes on the faceoff with Darcy Lowen. Faceoff in the right circle. We got a couple of big linesmen tonight. Kind of almost like they were expecting this to be a fairly practice game. As Lowen takes a swipe at Barnes' stick before the puck is dropped. And I think Lowen's going to get the thumb. He does. Now Mike Haas will step in against Stu Barnes. Haas with the mouth going all the way. Barnes wins the draw to Nibbs. Shot blocked up over the net high. Left side, it comes out to Scherstenka. He tried to shovel it in. Backhanded, wouldn't go. And the Chiefs have it. Now along the boards right. The Americans steal it back. Barnes racing it after. Puck shot along the boards again. Back into the neutral ice area. Back forward is Jakes. Jakes up the left wing. Stolen away from him by Lowen. Lowen starts in. Scherstenka keeping an eye on him. Now Rennie wheels in front of him. Puck shot in front of the net. Slapped away by Kolzig. Nibbs behind the net. Outlet pass comes left to the Roondog. Rennie shooting it into the Spokane zone. Will be icing if the Chiefs get to it. First, Larson puts wood on it. And we'll be back on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
Hi, I'm Kelly Kudowitz, defense with the Tri-City Americans. When it's game night, I need to get the Coliseum on time, and I kind of like to go in style, right to the front door. That's why I take the new Ben Franklin Transit.
Hey, hockey fans, has Ben Franklin Transit got a deal for you. Ride to all the home hockey games for half price.
Don't get iced out over parking. Take the bus.
The Americans Tri-City Sam, the team mascot, who is incidentally a shift supervisor at 100N. And understand the guys out there are listening tonight. He's doing his thing, guys. Face off right side. Back behind the net goes Kutowitz in his own zone. Out to Kwiatkowski. Up the left wing. Cut off by Bartlett. Stolen away from him by Kirk. Kutowitz. And
Got Farrell, I believe.
Farrell, and Kutowitz gets in a couple of licks. Farrell dropped his gloves and jumped on Kutowitz. I don't think Cutter even hardly got rid of his glove.
It looks like Kutowitz and Farrell. You know, the way the things are going right now, Kirk, look for a little more antagonizing by both teams as they try to get the better of each other. And these two teams are the two most penalized teams in all of the WHL. Spokane first, Tri-City second.
Can't imagine why. 3-2 the score. Tri-City's leading. And will they clean up the ice? We'll take time out of this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
Ruff's is not your ordinary fast food restaurant. As a matter of fact, nothing about Ruff's is ordinary.
100% all ground beef from the leanest choice cuts. Stacked with the highest quality mayonnaise, relish, pickles, onions, 3 slices of tomato. Topped with a 5.5-inch sesame seed bun. The biggest, the best, the Ruff Giant Burger.
Ruff's now at 2 locations on Clearwater and Kennewick and 1504 West Lewis and Pasco.
City's leading Spokane. 14:59 remaining in the second period. Americans owner Ron Dixon will be our intermission guest here at Tri-Cities Coliseum. And the face-off will come just outside the Tri-Cities blue line. They back the coincidental fighting penalties. Kutowitz and Farrell, they're gone. It'll be Kennedy with Spenrath left and Delcourt right now for the Americans. Kennedy against Travis Green. Now Troy Kennedy gets a thumb, and in comes Delcourt. They can make the team change face-off players just as simply as if the linesman doesn't like the way the guy lines up, or any of the players on the ice, for that matter. Now the puck is down. Face-off back to the red line.
Here we go.
Here goes Spenrath and Fuster by Marco.
Here, I told you it was going to happen.
Fuster takes a shot, tries to grab Spenrath's jersey, and Spenrath nails him. Spenrath is left-handed, Fuster right-handed, and this will be a pretty good one. Spenrath trying to get hold of Fuster as they, Fenner laid a good one on him there, and a big haymaker gets Fuster in the right eye, and Spenrath just punching away. Well, we'll give that one to Spenrath, about 8-3, wouldn't you think?
I think so. That was a heavyweight fight if I've ever seen one here.
Spenrath laid a couple, 3 heavy-duty shots on Marco Fuster, and they'll both go to the penalty box. Spenrath saying, hey, I'll try it again. Well, while they clean up the ice again, we'll take time out on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
In the beginning, only a select few could get the weather forecast when they needed it. But now anyone can, anytime they want, with the Weather Channel. Up-to-the-minute local forecast, 24 hours a day, every day. And only on cable, so you won't have to miss the boat ever again. The Weather Channel. You need us for everything you do.
Well, you could kind of predict that one, and I'd say Spenrath certainly got the better of Marco Fuster in that go-around.
There was a couple of good haymakers thrown there.
Although both guys laid some pretty good punches.
They sure did. That was a good fight there.
Can I quote that Bobby Bear song? Remember the winner?
I think so, yeah.
I left that person cursing, nursing 7 broken bones, but he only broke 3 of mine, so I guess that makes me the winner. Face-off won by the Spokane Chiefs. Back into their own zone. Bartley cross ice right to Evans. Shot back to neutral ice. The Americans with it. As Delcourt losing it now. Spokane green. Picks it up cross ice right. Goes to Evans. Evans back left to Barlage. Barlage up the left wing. Finds Junker. Junker with it. He lays it off to Falloon. Past Falloon across the blue line. Knocked down by Kennedy. And McNutt chops the pass to Kennedy. Back to McNutt. Here comes McNutt. One-on-one. McNutt. A drive. Blocked by Ferguson. They race in after it. And the puck tied up right in front of the net. Puck loose. And the Americans, Jake's backhand shot kicked away by Ferguson. Great goaltending by Jeff Ferguson. Up the right side. Here come the Chiefs. The Americans steal it back. Shot back into the Spokane zone. Delcourt racing in on top of number 25, Barlage. As they hammer at it along the boards. Back out front, Duval. He fires it back down low. Ferguson stops it there. Plays it out along the right now, out to the corner. Knocked away by Kennedy as they get the referee tied up in it. Now it's shot back to neutral ice. The Americans with it. Jakes ripping it back in. Stopped there by Evans. He shoots it back to neutral ice again. Jakes there for the Americans. Ahead to LeBron. LeBron up the right wing with Barnes. LeBron, Barnes right side. Barnes to LeBron in the snow. Barnes behind the net. Looks for LeBron. Slides it out there. Jakes a drive! And it's knocked away. Out front, Duval. He plays it down low to Barnes. Duval gets hammered. Barnes right of the net. Barlage on him. Out now to Delcourt. Delcourt wipes out. Boy, the ice was something's really slippery down there. Guys are down all over the place. Now Barnes goes in, digs it loose. Barnes takes it in from the right side. Barnes with it. Tries to lay it off to LeBron. Canted shot back to the blue line. Duval. A drive by Duval. Stopped up front. Comes out to Jake. Takes the shot. Blocked. Rebound. Barnes can't quite get to it. Comes back out. Delcourt a shot. It's wide of the net. Goes around to the left point. Duval. Duval firing it in for LeBron on the left wing. LeBron with it. Drops it down low to Barnes. Barnes centering. Jake. Takes the shot. Steve Jake. What a shot by Jake. And the Spokane. Oh, we got a brawl going now. Both linesmen in the middle of it. Here comes Kolzig as Ferguson's right in the middle of it. Kolzig's out of his crease. Now only the goalie goes over to have a look where Ferguson is. And the big guy from Victoria is going to jump in the middle of that. Now Duval comes out and Barnes keeping number 16 Green away from Duval. Barnes just keeping Green out of the way. As Delcourt and Junker along the boards slamming at each other.
All the heavyweights are going at it down there, and a little bit of the lightweights, too.
LeBron chipping away with Mike Haas.
Delcourt down there, did a little bit of scurrying.
Yappity, yappity, yappity. And, of course, referee Adams has his notepad out.
And Jeff Ferguson's down there yelling and screaming at Olaf Kolzig as Olaf Kolzig's heading back towards his end. And Ferguson is just really upset. And the way the goal ended up is that Sean LeBrun passes it down into Stu Barnes. Stu Barnes back to Steve Jakes, and Steve Jakes collects his second goal of the night. His 16th on the season and gives the Americans a 4-2 lead.
Comes at 7:06, and we'll take timeout on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
Hi, I'm Kelly Kudowitz, the fence with the Tri-City Americans. When it's game night, I need to get the Coliseum on time, and I kind of like to go in style, right to the front door. That's why I take the new Ben Franklin Transit.
Hey, hockey fans, Ben Franklin Transit got a deal for you. Ride to all the home hockey games for half price.
Don't get iced out over parking. Take the bus.
Well, now, the referee, Derek Adams, has come over and is explaining it to Shea Gulke down in the scorer's box down below. She'll pick up the phone and call back up here to Barry Kilburn, who's the supervisor of off-ice officials. He will write it all down and call across the way to Tom Lathan in the control room, and then we'll get it momentarily. Incidentally, coming up next Saturday, Tony, is something that ought to be a lot of fun. The first wedding in the Tri-Cities Coliseum. Shea and Barry are going to tie the knot right here at center ice before the game on Saturday night.
That will be an exciting thing, and in front of about 6,000 plus fans, I'd imagine.
Well, and we're going to carry it.
That's going to be in front of another Spokane crowd here. Spokane plays here on the 4th next Saturday, and we're going to go on the air, I believe, at what?
We'll go a little bit early, about 5 after 7.
About 5 after 7.
Carry that wedding ceremony. That'll be kind of fun.
Yeah, it should be. That's really exciting.
Well, the penalty that goes up on the box is Ferguson. who came out of the crease and leaped on top of somebody and started the trouble. And that brought Kolzig down. Ferguson, the first goalie out of the crease. And goalie leaves the crease to get in a fight, and he can count on a penalty. So
exactly.
Ferguson is going to draw the 2-minute penalty. And we don't know what all else.
Stu Barnes, well, it looks like they're going to be, the captains are going back over to their respective benches to try to explain it. Sean LeBrun skated back over to explain it to Coach John Oliver, as Darcy Lowen is still down there talking with Derek Adams, trying to do a little bit of jurying, seeing what he can work out down there. With that assist, Stu Barnes goes to 69 on the season. Sean LeBrun has 62.
It's number 10, Darcy Lowen, a 10-minute misconduct. Number 23, Mike Hawes, a 10-minute misconduct. Number 37, goalie Jeff Ferguson, 2 minutes for roughing and 2 minutes for high sticking.
Well, that'll be a double minor.
That penalty to be served by number 23. Oh, correction, that's number 23. Now for the Tri-City Americans, number 14, Stu Barnes, a 10-minute misconduct. Whoa. Number 10, Greg Delcourt, a 10-minute misconduct. Number 33, Olaf Kolzig, 2 minutes for leaving the crease. Those penalties all occurring after the goal at 7:06.
Well, you heard it all from Tom Lathan, which means there's enough players in the penalty box right now to play a game.
They had to bring in an extra chair for the Spokane side there, Kirk, so that they all could get nice and comfortable down there.
Spokane losing Hawes and Lowen for 10 minutes. Ferguson a double minor. Barnes goes for the Americans. Delcourt goes for the Americans. And Kolzig gets a minor, which offsets one of Ferguson's minors. Kolzig goes for leaving the crease. And I don't know why he found it necessary to do that, to be honest with you, Tony, because they already had Kolzig. Oh, Green rather than Lowen. Okay.
Power play for the Americans.
That's the upshot of it all. You need a CPA to do this sometimes. Up the right wing comes Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski wheels into the right side, being worked over by Roland. Goes down deep, back up front now to Calvin Knibb. Knibb's out front to LeBrun. Good to see him back. Cross ice, neat pass. Kennedy, a drive, goal! Kennedy! Kennedy's just shooting the eyes out of it tonight. Boy, he shot a rocket past Jeff Ferguson.
As the play developed down in the Spokane zone, Calvin Knibb swung a pass around to Sean LeBrun. Sean LeBrun scooted a beautiful pass, and then Troy Kennedy one-timer from the blue line at about 65 feet, or about 45 feet actually, and catches Jeff Ferguson right in the 5 holes. It goes into net, and the Americans take a 5-2 lead on a power play goal by Troy Kennedy.
Boy, Eric, that really shook things up, didn't it? Pretty exciting game. Robertson against Friesen on the face-off. Knibb and LeBrun getting assists. And now Robertson and Lowen will both be excused from the face-off circle. Marco Fuster's out there yelling at the linesman. He wants out. Fuster and Spenrath may have served their 5 minutes. Now the linesman talking with referee Derek Adams about whether he really wants them back on the ice or not. If I was Adams, I'd be really tempted to sort of ignore that whole thing and let them both sit momentarily. But Adams coming over to have a word now again with the scores table, checking the time on Spenrath and
well, now
Farrell.
They can get a penalty for that, for delay a game, for opening up that penalty box. It looks like Adams is going to go ahead and just not do it. But a delay can be assessed against somebody like that if they open it up and start screaming at the official.
Who did? Spenrath fought Fuster, didn't he?
That's right.
I wrote down Farrell. I knew that wasn't right. Okay, 5-2. And in fact, time is not out. The Americans steal the puck. McNutt takes it to the blue line, kicks it into the Spokane zone. Back behind the net, or back into the zone goes Lowen. Goes to Chris Rowland. Rowland puts it on the stick there of Saharchuk. Saharchuk shot blocked by Kolzig. into the corner right side. Lowen races after it. Lowen centers it, knocked away by the Americans. Comes back out front. Tri-City still in the way. McNutt taken down by Lowen. Puck back to neutral ice. No whistle. Puck goes to the right side. Saharchuk. Dennis Saharchuk dumps it off right now to Friesen. Friesen in the slot. His shot blocked up front by Dirksen. Back out front now to Saharchuk. Goes left to Friesen. Friesen tied up by Dirksen, and Robertson will get the puck. Robertson hit there by Sexsmith. They bring the puck up the right side, and McNutt levels the guy. Puck shot loose up front. Whistle coming.
And they're going to give a penalty to McNutt for holding. My goodness. I'll tell you what, I've seen some plays around here tonight, and I'll tell you what, the Tri-City American fans here are going to show their appreciation on that one.
McNutt is screaming.
I know it, and he is really upset as he busts into the penalty box area there. And this gives the Spokane Chiefs a power play. And let me tell you what, Coach John Alver over there, he is livid.
McNutt, 2 minutes for holding at 8:18.
Oh, and you hear the crowd react. Actually, the crowd's not as loud as I thought they were going to be.
Well, I tell you what, I saw Coach John Alver jump over the players' bench over there, and he was hot. I don't blame him.
No, I don't either. Face-off left circle, Tri-City zone. Power play number 5 against the Chiefs. Americans 1 for 4 on power. No, 2 for 4. That second goal, the last goal is a power play. Chiefs with it up front, goes to Clem. His shot blocked out front. Nibbs races into the corner. Nibbs digs it loose along the wing. Shot back in by Spokane. Played off the glass, and it comes all the way out to the right point. Falloon with it. Pat Falloon shoots a pass right side to Clem. Clem goes down low. Sexsmith hammered by Scherstenka, and Nibbs takes the puck loose. Nibbs upended by Roland. Now Nibbs gets the puck back to Jakes. Jakes shoots it back out to the right point. Clem's there. Clem slides in, shoots. Cross ice left to Whitney. Whitney can't do anything with it. Roland upended by Scherstenka. Back out front to Rennie. Rennie finds Nibbs. Nibbs one-on-one. Nibbs up the right side on Clem. He shoots it right into John Clem and gets the rebound. Finds Rennie in the slot. Rennie shot blocked by Ferguson. Rennie around behind the net. Spokane with it. Chiefs dump it back. Tri-Cities killing a penalty here as Clem brings it up the right side. Now they go left to Ray Whitney. Whitney knocked away by Nibbs and centered again or Kennedy rather. Kennedy back to Jakes. Jakes on the right wing. He fans at it. Back hands it to Fry. Puck's loose in neutral ice, but Fry will get it for the Americans. Fry across the blue line. Rick Fry taken down off the play by number 3, Frank Evans. And here come the Chiefs again. 5 on 4. Spokane with a man advantage. Lowen coast to coast. Checked off, shoot, block, rebound, score. Spokane getting the score. It's Saharchuk, I believe. Dennis Saharchuk.
Darcy Lowen went in on Olaf Kolzig, did a nice little move on Ole. Threw the puck in at Olaf Kolzig. It bounced right off. And there was Dennis Saharchuk picking up the loose rebound and collecting only his 2nd goal of the season. And it moves Spokane within 2 goals of the Americans, but the Americans still lead 5-3.
Lawn getting the assist, Saharchuk getting the goal. And for Dennis Saharchuk, that's his 2nd goal of the season.
Yep, and that is a power play goal for Spokane as well.
They are 1 for 5 on the power play tonight. Robertson on the face-off, spin a whistle. As Robertson faces up with Friesen. Now the linesmen come in and tell Kwiatkowski and Lowen to cool it. And Robertson and Friesen both get dumped. So it'll be McNutt against Lowen now. Face-off, won by Spokane. Go left to Larson. Chad Larson back on the right side to Evans. Evans, right wing, Saharchuk. Drops it off to Lowen. Here comes Lowen across the blue line right. Gets around Duval. Tries to wheel around the net. Comes back up front to the point one time there. Shoots. Blocked by Kolzig. What a great save by Kolzig on Larson. And they shoot it back to neutral ice. The Americans with it. Robertson steps around McNutt. Dumps it into the Spokane zone. Back forward is Chad Larson. Lined up there by McNutt. McNutt steals it away. Finds Kwiatkowski behind the net. Kiwi dumps it into the corner. Saharchuk for Spokane. Kwiatkowski lost his stick. Chiefs trying to get it out. McNutt levels his man. Steve McNutt. He takes a big hit now as Robertson goes in after the puck. McNutt coming off. The Americans on a shift change. Here comes Spokane up the left wing. Larson faces up, shoots. Dirksen puts his stick on it. And it'll go back to Murray Duval. 5-3 Tri-Cities. Headman pass for Kennedy. Knocked loose, and LeBron races in on Ferguson. All the way around behind the net. Played by Ferguson out to Falloon. Knocked loose. Duval tried to get it. Puck's loose to the blue line. Backboard is Falloon. Here comes Falloon across the blue line. Falloon starts in, centers it, but there's LeBrun. And LeBrun to the left wing to Sandwich. He fires it back to neutralize the shot. Kolzik kicked it away. Puck's loose in the slot. The Americans have it. Penalties over. On the Spokane goal. Both teams at full strength. Up the left wing comes Rowland. Finds Falloon. Falloon right of the net. His shot. Kolzik takes it face on and leaves it for Duval. Duval fires it back to the blue line. Rowland knocks it away, but there's LeBron to Kennedy. Kennedy and LeBron race in. Kennedy, LeBron shoots. Scores! Troy Kennedy! Kennedy and LeBron as he drills Jeff Ferguson from the right side. Comes at 11:22 of the period.
I believe Troy Kennedy picked that one up there.
It was indeed. Troy Kennedy with Sean LeBron.
On the other
went
side,
right straight in. And Kennedy kept the puck on the right side. Ferguson had one eye on Kennedy, one eye on LeBron, and Kennedy shot it right between his eyes on that one.
Exactly. Beautiful play. Troy Kennedy used his deep move on Ferguson and tried to slip it past, but instead of passing it over to Sean LeBron, he went ahead and shot it right into the net. And Troy Kennedy, he picks up his 37th goal of the season.
And LeBron, here comes the crowd, counting 3, 4, 5, 6. Timeout, Spokane. We'll take timeout on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
Ruff's is not your ordinary fast food restaurant. As a matter of fact, nothing about Ruff's is ordinary.
100% all-ground beef from the leanest choice cuts. Stacked with the highest quality mayonnaise, relish, pickles, onions, 3 slices of tomato. Topped with a 5.5-inch sesame seed bun. The biggest, the best, the Ruff Giant Burger.
Ruff's now at 2 locations on Clearwater and Kennewick and 1504 West Lewis and Pasco.
Yeah. Thank you. Finals in the National Hockey League. Buffalo beating Winnipeg tonight 5-4. Philadelphia beating New Jersey 6-2. And here are scores that we have as we have them in the Western League right now. Swift Current outskating Portland. Tony, that must have been an incredible shootout at Swift Current. The Broncos winning it 7-4.
Well, I'll tell you what, that must have been a great game. The 2 top teams in this entire league playing off against each other. That must have been a great one.
Rennie on the face-off against Friesen. Friesen wins it. Back for Spokane. Americans lead 6-3 over the Chiefs. Second period. Scherstenko firing it back to neutral ice. Spokane wheels around, goes after it. Chiefs with it. Evans picked clean by Nibbs. Racing in his Fry. Fry, Nibbs, shoot. Rebound comes out. The Americans try to center it. They can't do it. Back to neutral ice. Jakes will race back with Scherstenko. Scherstenko will sweep it out from in front of the net and go back behind the Tri-Cities net. Scherstenko leaving it for Jakes as Saharchuk races in on him. Outlet pass to Fry. Fry at the blue line, sweeps it ahead to Rennie. Here comes Rennie and Fry. Rennie, Fry, shot blocked by Ferguson. Rennie's shot rather from the right side, and Ferguson making the big glove save.
Kirk, I was misread here. It's 38th goal for Troy Kennedy as he scored that other one. That's his second one of the night. Sean LeBrun now has extended his streak with these 3 assists so far this evening to 15 consecutive games by scoring at least an assist or a goal in one of those 15 games consecutively.
Young man out of Winnipeg now playing as a defenseman for the Americans. Number 9, Devin Dirksen will be the penalty box guest tonight. Face-off, right circle, Spokane zone. Robertson against Ray Whitney. We'll be joined by Tri-City Americans owner Ron Dixon in the second intermission tonight. Face-off, won by the Americans. Backboard is McNutt. Drops it down low. Robertson can't get to it. Kwiatkowski might. Levels Rowland. Take that, Chris, as Kwiatkowski gets wood on it, but it's tied up by Rowland. Kwiatkowski really put a lick on Chris Rowland over there along the boards, and Rowland could feel that one. Rowland, 6'1", 182-pounder out of Sylvan Lake, BC. Robertson and Whitney on the face-off. Kevin Robertson, a 16-year-old for the Americans. Whoa, Whitney really leveled him. Right along the boards, puck's loose as Rowland kicks it out to Falloon. Duval knocks Falloon down, and Kwiatkowski has the puck, but they lose it back across the blue line. Cutowitz tried to get it to Duval, stolen away by Falloon. Up the right wing comes Fuster. Fuster, drop back pass, and Robertson will intercept. for the Americans. Drops it to Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski's hook goes to Robertson up the right wing. Robertson beats Rowland. Robertson walks in. Robertson from the right side tried to center for Kwiatkowski. Couldn't do it. Big hit there underneath behind the net as the Chiefs bring it up. Fuster goes left to Whitney. He plays it off the boards left to Falloon. Back to Whitney. Whitney overskates the shot, and Duval ties him up. Robertson puts it on Sandwith's stick. Sandwith trying to beat his man as he's taken down by Barlage. They center it right in front of the net. Spenrath centering again for Jake. Takes the drive. Blocked there. Left to the net by Ferguson. Puck drops down behind the net. Sandwith takes his man to the boards. And the Spokane Chiefs fire it back out to neutral ice. It'll be icing when the Americans go back to touch it. And it will be Dirksen to put his stick on it. And we'll take time out on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
At Columbia Cable, we have something for everyone.
Thank you. Face-off, won by the Chiefs, stolen by the Americans. Kennedy and Dirksen chasing it after, but are stripped away from the puck. Now here comes Sexsmith. Outlet pass goes left to Lowen. Lowen, head-man pass there up the left wing for Friesen. Knocked away by the Americans. And Jakes is hooked down. Derek Adams finally finds his whistle. Holding will be the call. Lowen had to do was grab Jake, spin him around twice, tip him over, jerk the stick 3 or 4 times, and by golly, Adams was right there to blow the whistle.
You know it.
You can't tell me the guy doesn't call him when he sees him.
He sure did, didn't he, Kirk? He was right there.
This one comes at the 13:41 mark. 6-3. Tri-Cities, power play number 5 against the Chiefs. Face off, top of the right circle. It is Rennie against Friesen. Friesen wins the draw. Back to Evans. Still no Dragicevic. Interesting. Back to LeBrun. Maybe the Chiefs don't want any more fight. Jake's with it. Headman to Rennie. Rennie finds LeBrun up the left wing. LeBrun ahead to Kennedy. Kennedy and Nibs across the blue line. Right side, Jake. Jake shoots! Blocked by Ferguson, and he covers it up. As Jake is run into the net pretty hard. And Jakes took that one right in the ribs, along with Frank Evans. Evans wound up inside the net. Boy, he lined Jakes up and really laid him in there hard.
And he's getting up and skating it off, and he's getting an appreciative hand from the Tri-City crowd here. But Evans was score-checked right into the net there.
My goodness, this Vladimir really must have the bass boost up on his PA system. You can feel it.
Yeah, you sure can. Well, Eric, what do you think about all this exciting action down here, huh?
It's neat.
Would you like to play hockey?
No.
No? A little too rough?
Yes.
Well, you play football, though. These guys wear the same kind of pads as football players.
I know.
Face off left circle. You ice skate, Eric? You ice skate?
I've never been ice skating before.
Well, maybe you'll get a chance here pretty quick. 5:59 to go. 6 minutes remaining in the second period. Face off left circle, Spokane zone. Rennie against Sexsmith. Now Sexsmith will get the thumb, and in will come Marco Fuster. Our intermission guest, Ron Dixon, the owner of the Tri-City Americans, builder of the Tri-Cities Coliseum. In the face-off in the left circle, it'll be Marco Fuster on the face-off. And back behind the net go the Spokane Chiefs. They drop it there. Nibs picked them clean. Kennedy brings it back out to Duval. Goes left now. Down low to Rennie. Duval, top of the slot. His shot smothered up front by Fuster. And shot back to neutral ice. LeBrun will go back for it. LeBrun for the Americans. All the way back and pulls it out to Nibs. Nibs, headman pass left to Rennie. Rennie goes left. Kennedy. Kennedy to the blue line. Looks for Nibs. Shot. Or looked for Rennie, but Rennie couldn't get to it. Now Nibs at the right wing. Nibs with the puck. Goes down low to Troy Kennedy. Back up front, Duval. Murray Duval goes to the top of the slot. Left now to Nibs. Back to Duval. Top of the slot. over to Nibs, right side, his shot. Smothered up front by Rowland, and Rowland lifts it back to the blue line. Backboard is Duval as the Americans clear the zone. Kennedy coming off, McNutt's on. Right side, Nibs. Nibs now with McNutt and Spenrath. Nibs at the right wing, back up front to LeBrun. Sean LeBrun starts in, 44 seconds left in the power play. Right to Nibs, back up to LeBrun, left, Nibs, give and go. Nibs fanned on it. In the slot, McNutt looks at a shot, takes it. Wide of the net, left side. Spenrath chases down for it. Spenrath swings it out right, and Fuster there. But McNutt steals it away, back up front to Duval, left, LeBrun a drive, and Ferguson covers it up. Jeff Ferguson taking that one right in the midsection.
The Americans playing a great game right there, passing the puck around, hitting each other on the stick and in the stride. And that's exactly what you have to do when you play this power play game. And they were looking for the open man, finding it there. And that was a nice shot by Sean LeBrun, but Jeff Ferguson playing the puck very well and was able to stop that one right in the midsection, hold on to it, and there's the frozen puck for a face-off.
4:43 to go in the second period. 6-3 Americans. Tri-Cities lit the lamp 3 times. Jakes, Kennedy, and Kennedy again with a goal in the middle of there by Saharchuk to make it 6-3. At the end of the first period, it was 3-2 Tri-City. Face-off, right circle, Spokane zone will be Robertson with Spenrath left, McNutt right. Now Robertson gets a thumb, and in comes McNutt. McNutt to face off with Green. Puck's down, draws to the right corner. That's Evans around behind his own net. Evans fires it back into the Tri-City zone. Kolzig will stop it, and we got a whistle, a penalty coming up.
And it looks like it's going against the Americans. Kevin Robertson is headed toward the box. He's stepping inside, going to be sitting down for a couple minutes. I haven't got the preliminary
2
call
minutes
on
for
this.
slashing. And it comes at the 15-14 mark. We're about filling up a whole page full of penalties here. That'll end the Americans' power play. They're 2 for 5. And the Chiefs will have about a minute and 43-second power play. They're 6th of the night when the penalty to Darcy Lowen ends. Lowen got it for holding almost 2 minutes ago. 4:36 to go in the second period. Gary Braun suggesting earlier this would be a long game, and it certainly has started out that way.
Sure living up to a billing.
Nibs with Rennie, Scherstenka, and Kutowitz. Rennie draws it back to Kutowitz behind the net. Kelly Kutowitz reverses direction, comes out the left side, and fires it back into neutral ice. Rennie racing back on it with Farrell. Farrell will get it. Farrell wheels back behind the net. Shot back out in front of the Spokane net, but backboard is Friesen. Friesen goes behind his own net. Comes up the left side now. Friesen has Lowen, steps out of the penalty box. Lowen drops it off to Junker. Junker across the blue line into the left circle. Back up front intended for Friesen, and he overskates the puck. Cross ice right, it goes to Larson. Larson goes left now. Frank Evans down the left wing. Into the circle, and the Americans slap it back to neutral ice. Tri-Cities icing it back into the Spokane zone. Here comes Larson again or Farrell up the left wing whistle. Line violation there, and it will be a 2-line pass against the Spokane Chiefs.
Kirk, I was just told that some of the fans down below are yelling, "We want Murphy." I don't know what that means.
That's a serious insult.
I don't know.
3:55 to go, second period. 6-3 Americans leading the Spokane Chiefs. Big game at Swift Current tonight. The Broncos beating Portland 7-4. Face-off just outside or at the Spokane blue line. Troy Kennedy drawing it back to Duval. Murray Duval with it. Shot in behind the Spokane net. Left behind the net now for Whitney. Up the right wing comes Whitney. Ray Whitney across the red line, losing it to Spenrath. Backboard is Duval. Duval behind the Tri-Cities net. Has it dumped away by the Chiefs. Here comes Whitney with it again. Left circle. Whitney back up front now to Clem. Clem cross ice right. Looking for Falloon. They put Falloon at the point for his shooting ability and puck handling skill. Down at the right wing now for the Chiefs. Rolling back up front. Clem a drive. Redirected. Blocked by Kolzig. Puck's loose in front of the net. Kolzig will cover it up. Great play by Kolzig and Dirksen.
Excellent play by Devin Dirksen, Murray Duval, and Troy Kennedy down there to help Olaf Kolzig get a hold of that puck, rearrange it, and put it in between his pants there, so he's able to sit on it and freeze it. Great work by the Tri-City Americans.
You hear the crowd yelling, "Ole, ole, ole." The Chiefs 1 for 5 so far on power plays, and they're about to let another one get away from them here. Now the face-off will come. Tri-City zone left circle. It'll be Rennie wearing number 6 tonight against Darcy Lowen. Rennie from Surrey, British Columbia. Lowen from Sylvan Lake, BC, a third-round pick of the Buffalo Sabres. Face-off comes out to the right, and a shot in right of the Tri-Cities net. Now Nibbs has it. He'll lift it back to center ice and out of play.
It looked like that went into the Spokane bench and hit John Colvin, the reserve goalie. Hit him right in the arm pad there, and it bounced back onto the ice.
Yeah, I think he used his blocker to direct it back on the ice.
That's exactly what he is.
3:06 to go in the second period. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty to Robertson. A lot of guys getting ready to come back out on the ice now. Barnes, Robertson, Delcourt. As the Chiefs win the draw, Falloon with it. Pat Falloon goes right to John Clem. Clem goes right, redirected there to Friesen. Friesen back on front. Falloon shot, blocked. Kolzig. What a save by Olaf Kolzig, and we get a whistle.
Gloving the puck, and it looks like it'll be having a face-off to Olaf Kolzig's stick side.
Wow. Now Hawes and Green step back onto the ice for Spokane. That means we can see Barnes and Delcourt momentarily. They do. We haven't seen Barnes for
about 10 minutes.
Better than half of the period. Yeah, 10 minutes or so.
Well, after tonight, the team travels to Spokane, plays Spokane again tomorrow night, and then back home on Sunday to open up a 4-game homestand here at the Tri-Cities Coliseum. Victoria, Saskatoon comes in from the east, Spokane next Saturday, and then on Sunday, Victoria once again. 4-game homestand here at the Tri-Cities Coliseum starting on Sunday night.
Delcourt against Friesen. Face-off, won by Delcourt, slapped by the Americans back to the Spokane point. Right side, Clem fires it into Haas. Haas losing it, and the Americans poke it away. Back out into the Spokane zone. 1 second left in Robertson's penalty. It's over. Robertson's back on the ice. Spokane with it back in their zone. Clem fires a pass into the Tri-City zone. Back forward is Kutowicz. Kutowicz behind the net. Plays it out left side, getting away from Farrell. Or Friesen, rather, and now it's frozen. Penalty coming up.
Holding penalty.
Against. Like it might be against the. No,
against Spokane.
The Americans will get their 6th power play of the night.
Oh, take that back. That's going against Kelly Kutowicz for the Americans. They're not really pointing them out too well, are they, Kirk? I'm really having a heck of a time figuring out which ones they want.
Kutowicz going at 17:40. I think you and I are having the bad manners tonight of seeing who's doing what to who and then expecting him to call it that way.
That's
2:20 to go, second period. 6-3 Tri-Cities. Barnes against Travis Green. Green touted to be a very high draft pick from Castlegar, BC. Face-off won by Green for the Chiefs. They're on the power play. Left side, Evans. Evans takes it down the left wing. Dirksen whacks him hard below the net. And it comes out to Duval. Duval icing it. No, cut down by the Chiefs. Lowen keeping it in play. Good play by Darcy Lowen. Back forward is Dirksen, and he rips one again back to the blue line. Chiefs will have to reset. Barnes there to try to steal it away. Puck still loose. Kennedy working on Haas. Comes out now to Lowen. Lowen with it. Cross ice right. Goes to Green. Green to the blue line. He's taken out of the play by Duval, and Barnes slaps it back into the Spokane zone. Minute 47 remaining in the second quarter here at Tri-Cities Coliseum. Tri-Cities and Spokane, the Americans lead. Up the left wing comes Lowen. Shoots a pass right to Haas. Haas across the Tri-Cities blue line. Being hooked a little bit by Rennie, and Haas tried to drop it off. Back to the neutral ice area it goes. Chiefs not there in time. Now shot into the Tri-Cities zone and offside called against the Chiefs, as all of a sudden the Americans defense doing a great job of keeping the Chiefs out of that offensive zone.
And that's exactly what they have to do, and that's the way that you kill those power plays that the other team has. And the Americans have been very successful so far tonight, only allowing Spokane to hit the net 1 out of 6 opportunities, while the Americans have scored 2 out of 5 times on the power play.
Spokane working on their 7th power play of the night. Remember, this little ruckus goes to Spokane tomorrow night in the Spokane Coliseum. Puck shot back to neutral ice, and it will be a 2-line pass whistled against the Americans as Scherstenka found Rennie headed up the right wing. and was able to knock it away.
And Sherstenka just blistered Derek Adams right on the side of the leg as they slapped that puck right off the side of the wall there. And I'll tell you what, Derek Adams is going to have a nice little bruise right on the side of his you-know-what there as he goes into the locker room tonight.
56 seconds to go in the penalty to Kutowicz. That means there'll be about 18 or 20 seconds remaining when Kutowicz comes back onto the ice. Duval with it behind his own net. Starts out the right, cut off there, comes out the left side, and rips one into the Spokane zone. Ferguson has to play it as it was on goal. Back behind the net for the Spokane Chiefs. Right side, Marco Fuster. Fuster up the right wing. Knocked away by Duval. Back into the Spokane zone. Murray Duval, 27 seconds remaining in the penalty. 44 seconds in the period. Back behind the net is John Clem. Lays it off there to Friesen. Friesen up the right wing. Here comes Rob Friesen. Friesen slaps it into the Tri-City zone. Comes all the way around left to Sexsmith. Gets by him, but Fuster knocks it off the dashboard. Now Nibbs, headman to Rennie. Rennie, 1-on-2. Rennie up the left side. Rennie wheels around, looks for Nibbs, shoots a pass into the slot. Blocked by Spokane. 1 second left in the penalty. Kutowicz is back on the ice. Here comes Sexsmith. Sexsmith in the slot, shoots right side, blocked by Kolzik. Rebound comes out in front to Nibbs. Calvin Nibbs back behind the net. Nibbs tries to headman it to Rennie. It's knocked down by the Chiefs. Shot in low. 6 seconds remaining in the period. Down low, Falloon. Falloon behind the net, tries to jam it in. Won't go. Right in front of the net. Time runs out as the Chiefs take one last shot. And Kolzik stops it at the post. At the end of the second period, Tri-City 6, Spokane 3. We'll be back on this Tri-Cities Radio American hockey broadcast.
Up, way up. That's what's been happening to cable viewership. At the same time, guess what's happened to network viewership? And the majority of those lost network ratings have gone directly to cable. Over 120 million viewers have found cable, and there's a simple way for advertisers to find them. Plug into the power of cable. America is cable ready.
Booth with Kirk Williamson. We'll get this third period underway in just one moment as both teams are now taking the ice, and the Tri-City Americans are leading the Spokane Chiefs to begin this third period. And Kirk, tomorrow night ought to be a lot of fun for that wrestling.
Yeah. Whatever you say. Yeah. 6-3, Tri-Cities leading Spokane as we enter the third period. Kirk Williamson along with Tony Ott and Eric Matthews.
This third period face-off sponsored by Goodyear Certified Auto Service Centers with 5 convenient locations throughout the Tri-City area.
Rennie against Travis Green on the face-off. Puck is down. Green sweeping it back now to Clem. Clem with the puck as they come up the right side. John Clem, cross-ice pass, tries to get it to Falloon, and Rennie steals it away. Rennie left to Nibbs. Nibbs one-on-one. Can he beat Clem? No. Goes to the boards left side. Cross-ice right for Duval. Whoops. Slots it across the blue line. Duval skies it back into the Spokane zone. The Americans clear and race in after it. Here comes Clem. Up the left side. Stolen away by Duval. Duval in the slot. Duval gets a shot away, but it's too high up into the crowd. Murray Duval being worked over pretty good there by Pat Falloon.
Murray Duval taking a nice little wrist shot there as he went in on Jeff Ferguson, and it deflected up off a stick and went right up into the U section, about 10 rows up, it looks like. Nice little souvenir for some folks to take home.
Face-off will come in the left circle, Spokane zone. Americans leading Spokane by a score of 6-3. Here at Tri-Cities Coliseum, Steve McNutt against number 10, Darcy Lowen.
Kirk in that second period, Tri-Cities had 18 shots on the net. Spokane had 14. Two-period total 30-23. Tri-Cities.
Face-off into the corner, and it's shot around by Lowen for Whitney. Whitney stripped of it by Duval. Dumped down in the right corner. They going after it. Dragicevic on the ice and hit hard by McNutt. Now hit by Delcourt. Comes out left to Kutowicz. Kutowicz takes a hit from Whitney, but he gets it down low to Delcourt. Dragicevic trying to tie him up. Can't do it. They get it to McNutt around behind the net. McNutt takes a poke from Dragicevic. Now Dragicevic has the puck. Shoots it back out to the blue line. Racing after is Whitney. Whitney with the puck to the Spokane blue, or Tri-Cities blue line, and offside. The call as Haas got in a little hot. And now we got a little chipping match going on down in the corner there. Left of the Tri-Cities net. I don't think much will come of it. Milan Dragicevic did not play the entire second period.
Well, they heard you call for him, Kirk.
Is that what it was?
Watch out for Spokane coming out in this third period, being a little, you might say, bent on getting back into this game.
Yeah, I imagine they got a, how shall we say, fairly positive lecture in the locker room. Barnes against Chris Rowland on the face-off outside the Tri-Cities blue line, left side. Puck's down. Barnes winning the draw. No, Rowland knocks it loose, but it goes to LeBrun. LeBrun sweeping it back to Dirksen. Dirksen headman pass to Fry. Fry cross ice left for LeBrun. Chopped back by Spokane. And Dirksen will race back for it. Plays it off the boards to LeBrun. LeBrun sweeping it ahead, and LeBrun leveled Mike Haas. Left side to Barnes. Barnes into the zone, dumping it down low. Haas had, or wasn't Haas either, it was Barlage. Had Barnes or LeBrun lined up and wound up taking himself right out of the play. Puck goes right of the net. Tri-Cities with it. Dirksen sweeps it back. Oh, Dirksen loses it from Fry. Now Rowland up the left wing. Dirksen takes him down, and Fry has the puck. Cross ice left, Sherstanka. They bring it up the left wing to LeBrun. LeBrun takes a hit there from Evans. LeBrun and Evans scramble for the puck. I think Evans will get it. He does. Outlet pass goes to Sahar. Chuck his shot. Kolzig takes it on the blocker and dumps it off to Dirksen. Shot to neutral ice. Falloon knocks it down. Goes right to John Clem. Clem pass knocked down by LeBrun. Taken away by Falloon. LeBrun digs at it with Green. Now Barnes there. Strips it away, and Kennedy takes it off the right boards. Kennedy shoots it ahead to Barnes. Barnes hooked from behind by Green. And the Chiefs take the puck back right to Falloon. Falloon drops it off right for Green. Green back to Falloon. Puck stolen there by Barnes. Here comes Barnes. 2-on-2 with Nibs. Barnes up the left wing. Barnes losing the puck. Down low go the Chiefs. Around behind the net, Dragicevic working on Barnes. Puck shot back to neutral ice to Sandwith as the Americans clear the zone. Nibs, Kennedy, and Rennie now for Tri-Cities. Puck shot up the right wing into the Tri-City zone. Will be icing when Kutowitz puts his stick on it, and we'll be back on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
Hi, I'm Kelly Kutowitz, defense with the Tri-City Americans. When it's game night, I need to get the Coliseum on time, and I kind of like to go in style, right to the front door. That's why I take the new Ben Franklin Transit.
Hey, hockey fans, Ben Franklin Transit got a deal for you. Ride to all the home hockey games for half price.
Don't get iced out over parking. Take the bus.
Faceoff will come in the left circle. Here are some scores for you, by the way. Brandon beating Lethbridge tonight. Medicine Hat beating Regina. And Saskatoon clobbering Moose Jaw. Portland losing to Swift Current. And after two, the Loops leading Seattle at Kamloops 3-1. Here come the Chiefs now on the faceoff. Up the right wing, Lowen. Lowen with the puck across the blue line. Drops it for Haas. And it's chipped right up along the glass as Nibs gets on it. Now it goes low. They get it to Haas. And he shoots wide of the net. Backboard is Lowen. Centers for Haas. Kutowitz there to break it up. Kutowitz plays it up the right wing now to Rennie. Rennie cross ice left for Nibs. Nibs sweeps it ahead to Troy Kennedy. Goes by Kennedy into the Spokane zone. Around left, Clem around the net. Shoots it back across in front of the Tri-Cities net as Kennedy takes it to the left wing. Is lined up there by Whitney. Kennedy steps away out to Rennie. Rennie puts a move on. Can't get it. Rennie centers again. Rennie centered it that time for TK, and TK overskates it. Now Lowen can't handle the pass, and it's back to center ice. Nibs with it for the Americans, dumping it into the Spokane zone. Shift change, Tri-Cities. Here's Barnes with Robertson. Ruck and Duval at the blue line. Kwiatkowski, Barnes and Robertson. Kwiatkowski ties up his man, but Saharchuk there to take the puck away. Shot to neutral ice. Into the Tri-City zone will be icing when Duval gets to it, and we'll take timeout on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
In the beginning, Only a select few could get the weather forecast when they needed it. But now anyone can, anytime they want, with the Weather Channel. Up-to-the-minute local forecast, 24 hours a day, every day. And only on cable, so you won't have to miss the boat ever again. The Weather Channel. You need us for everything you do.
Face-off, left circle, Spokane zone. McNutt with Delcourt and Spenrath. At the blue line, Sherstenka and Dirksen. Face-off, shot back to the blue line. Dirksen slips it around Falloon, but puck goes loose, right back to Falloon. Up the right side to Green. Falloon across the blue line, shoots. Kolzig makes the save, and McNutt slaps it back to neutral ice. Spenrath drops it out to Delcourt. One-on-one, Delcourt across the blue line. Delcourt loses it back to neutral ice. No, McNutt at the blue line, but he loses it. As McNutt and Green trade cross-checks in the shot. Oh, it is...
It's getting a little anxious down there, and this is expected. You can see the frustration starting to build out of Spokane right now. And Spokane is going to try to probably get themselves into a couple of scraps with the Americans before it's all over with, only because they know that they can wear down the Americans' game plan if they take them away from the hockey aspect of it and get them into fighting.
McNutt against Travis Green on the face-off outside the blue line. McNutt wins it. Spenrath with it for Dirksen. Cross ice right to Dan Sherstenka. He drops it into the Spokane zone right of the net. McNutt racing in. They got the goalie out of the crease. McNutt puts a big hit on. Ferguson comes out. McNutt chasing the puck down low. Centers for Spenrath. Spinner shot blocked by Ferguson. Spenrath gets it back. Tries to center for Delcourt. Can't do it. Chiefs have it. They shoot it up the left wing. Back forward to Sherstenka. Dan Sherstenka left to Dirksen now. Devon plays it off the boards left. Past Spenrath. Into the Spokane zone. Shot back along the left wing boards. Back to neutral ice. Dirksen and Sherstenka. Now Dan Sherstenka fires it into the Spokane zone. Americans changing line. On comes Barnes. With Ruck and Duval at the blue line now. Murray Duval wheels away from Travis Green. Brings it up. Gets around Roland. Headman pass for Barnes. Stolen away by the Chiefs. Ruck there to break it up. Ruck firing it into the Spokane zone. Tell you who else I haven't seen tonight is Bob Platzer. Ferguson fires it out right side. Fuster up the right wing. Ruck takes Fuster off the play and hammers him. Down low. Ruck and Fuster trade little pokes down there behind the net. Now Robertson. Oh, big hit on him by Saharchuk. Robertson makes a nice pass to Duval. Murray Duval brings it up. Takes a drive left of the net. Rebound comes up for Barnes. Barnes is tripped by Fuster. And Spokane with it. Clem drops it off left side to Barlich. Fired into the Tri-City zone. It'll be icing if Duval gets to it first. He doesn't. It's wiped off. Spokane touched the puck first. Ruck with it. Up the left wing for Robertson. Goes all the way into the Spokane zone. It'll be icing there when Barlich touches it. And we'll take time out on this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
Ruff's is not your ordinary fast food restaurant. As a matter of fact, nothing about Ruff's is ordinary.
100% all-ground beef from the leanest choice cuts. Stacked with the highest quality mayonnaise, relish, pickles, onions, 3 slices of tomato. Topped with a 5.5-inch sesame seed bun. The biggest, the best, the Ruff Giant Burger.
Ruff's now at 2 locations on Clearwater and Kennewick and 1504 West Lewis and Pasco.
Face-off right circle, Tri-City zone. Puck chopped into the corner. Spokane racing it after it. Haas behind the net, tried to wrap it around. They do. And Kolzig makes a great save on Lowen. Point blank. Haas made a beautiful pass to Lowen. Now Kennedy brings it up to Rennie. Rennie and TK across the blue line to Kennedy. Can't get it in the corner. The Americans lead. Back up front right. Kutowitz goes left. Sandwich. Tran, a drive left of the net. Goes back up to Kelly Kutowitz.
Penalty coming. And it's against Spokane.
And the Chiefs will take their penalty. The Americans getting power play number 6 underway. Going to the, as Rick Wise calls the sin bin, is Mike Barlich. Barlich, a native of Brent Stebbings' hometown. Those of you who remember the young man who came in as marketing director and introduced hockey to many in the Tri-City, Brent Stebbings from Humboldt, Saskatchewan.
Nice guy. Brent's a nice guy. He wears many hats.
He was acquired from Medicine Hat. Barlage, just a little guy, 6'4", 215. 6'3" Americans leading the Spokane Chiefs. Tri-Cities power play. Face-off won by the Americans. Jakes to LeBrun. LeBrun shoots and is blocked up front. Goes behind the net. Spinrath. Pin held up right to Barnes. Stu Barnes with it on his stick. Comes up the left side. Barnes left of the circle. Barnes' shot. Blocked by Ferguson. Boy, he came up big as Barnes cranked up a real quick slap shot there from at the hash marks on the left circle.
Stu Barnes currently right now number 3 in the WHL in scoring. Coming into tonight's game has 117 points behind Tisdale in Holland in the scoring race. Picked up an extra point tonight on an assist, and he is looking for his 50th goal of the season to join that elite 50 goal scoring club of the season. That is a pretty good feat.
Well, Stu Barnes, you don't see him crank up that slap shot very often, but he puts the mustard on that one.
He sure does.
Kennedy will face off against Green. Now Green gets the thumb. Fuster comes in to yap at the linesman. Fuster, wearing an assistant captain's A, will face off against Kennedy. Kennedy wins it. Back into the corner. Down on top of it goes Evans, and they'll tie it up there and face off again. Americans on the power play. Minute 39 remaining in the penalty to Mike Barley.
Tri-City Americans can pick up some extra ground tonight. If Kamloops holds on and beats Seattle, that means the Americans pick up 2 extra points. If they can hold on to Spokane tonight, they'll have 54 points. Seattle have 52, and Spokane will still have 47. That keeps the Americans in 4th place.
And on the faceoff, Spinrath breaks to the net. Can't quite get the puck. Kennedy digs it out of the right corner. Brings it up to LeBrun. He kicks it down low to Kennedy. Back up front, top of the slot. Jakes to Kennedy. Backhand shot. Spinrath tried to redirect it. Wouldn't go. And the Chiefs are able to ice it. Kolzig will come out and play it. Kolzig taking a look. Finds LeBrun. Whoops. Smothered out front by Fuster. But stolen away from him by Jakes. Jakes shoots it, and Spinrath wasn't ready. Into the Spokane zone. And Ferguson comes out to play it. Kennedy takes a whack at it. Chiefs Fuster pokes it back to neutral ice. LeBrun will play it. LeBrun evading a swinging stick from Travis Green. LeBrun up the right wing. LeBrun with it, being hooked by Haas and offside against the Tri-Cities.
As Sean LeBrun brought it in over across the blue line on the right side. Greg Spinrath was on the left side over here and was just in ahead of Sean LeBrun and the puck.
When you grab, when you take your stick with both hands like a baseball bat and swing it in a wide arc at about the level of a guy's head, what is that?
It's hitting the melon.
That's what Travis Green just did. LeBrun just ducked under it, or they might have been picking LeBrun's helmet and contents out of row 24, section E. Puck shot into the Tri-City zone on the faceoff. Comes out to McNutt left side. McNutt with it. Gets it ahead to Rennie. Dogger puts it on Cutowitz's stick. Kelly Cutowitz across the blue line. Draws a crowd and drops it back for McNutt. He goes low to Rennie. Rennie back up front. Finds Cutowitz. Tri-Cities power play right to Duval. Murray with the puck, top of the slot, tries to slide it down. Brock by Spokane, and they throw it back out to neutral ice. Cutowitz racing back for it with Darcy Lowen. Lowen spears him, then slams him against the glass. The Americans have the puck. Comes out right side to Rennie, has to stop to get it out of his skates. Now ahead to Cutowitz. He'll leave it for McNutt. McNutt dumping it in left of the Spokane zone. Shift change Tri-Cities. Duval and Delcourt watching on as the Chiefs slap it back to neutral ice. 3 seconds left in the penalty. Scherstenka cross ice right to Duval. Duval sweeps it back to Delcourt. Delcourt to Spinrath at the blue line. Spinrath a drive. Ferguson takes it face on. And Ferguson steers it out in the corner, then falls on it. He couldn't do much with it as Delcourt was racing in on him. And Larson now jumps on Delcourt.
I'll tell you what, that was a great coaching call by Coach John Oliver. I was watching him over there as Spokane shifted with the Americans. Coach John Oliver pulled a couple of the other guys back onto the bench and sent out a couple extra guys. Sent out Dan Scherstenka out there and Devin Dirksen back at the line. He feels that these two guys need some playing time, and they sure show a lot. They're two hustlers out there, Devin Dirksen and Dan Scherstenka.
Robertson with Kwiatkowski and Spinrath on the face-off for the Americans. Both teams back to full strength. Shot quickly taken on a face-off by Spinrath. He's hooked down. And the puck goes back to neutral ice. Here comes Falloon. Balloon fires it in left of the net. Comes out to Travis Green. Green shoots it down low, but Schustenka whoops, overskates it. Big hit on him by Falloon, and Schustenka turns around. Now the Chiefs with it, but they're dumped by Robertson. Big hit by Robertson on Evans, and the Americans get it back to neutral ice. Back for it is Larson. Larson back into his own, into the Tri-City zone. Kutowicz to Devin Dirksen. Ahead to Spenrath. Goes into the Spokane zone. Back foot hard is Larson. Evades a hit by Robertson. Now Kwiatkowski and Robertson go after the puck. They center it up front. Dirksen, his shot chopped up into the crowd. And that one just about caught by Tri-City Sam over there. What a great outfit. I was talking to him today, and they had to buy gold and black satin in strips and sew the strips together in order to get a piece of material big enough to make his pants and shirt.
That is quite the outfit, and that's a good way to celebrate the Americans in front of this 14th sellout, not consecutive, but 14th sellout out of 26 or 27 home dates. Leads the entire WHL in sellouts, and I am going to be calling up Calgary and finding out what the exact record is. I know we're double of Seattle, and they're second right now, the WHL in sellouts with 7.
Face off left side. Shot by Nim, blocked by Ferguson. Nice job by Ferguson. Rowland back behind the net. Rowland pasted there by Rennie. Rennie trying to dig it loose. Chiefs get it out. Kennedy can't quite get it, and Clem brings it up the left wing. John Clem puts it on Fuster's stick, and the Americans break up the play. Whoops. Sandwith wiping out right in front of the net. Sandwith able to sweep the puck back underneath his body, and now the Americans poke it loose. Good job by Sandwith to cover up a mistake there, as that could have been a loose puck right in front of the Tri-City zone. Now, as the puck shot into the Spokane zone, icing the call, and we'll be back with this Tri-Cities Radio Americans hockey broadcast.
Hi, I'm Kelly Kutowicz, defense with the Tri-City Americans. When it's game night, I need to get the Coliseum on time, and I kind of like to go in style, right to the front door. That's why I take the new Ben Franklin Transit.
Hey, hockey fans, Ben Franklin Transit got a deal for you. Ride to all the home hockey games for half price.
Don't get iced out over parking. Take the bus.
Thank you. A couple of scores from the NHL. Calgary leading St. Louis 4-3. Edmonton leading the Kings 3-1. Both of those in the third period. And the face-off won by Spokane. They shoot it into the slot, but Duval there to break up the play. Duval, Barnes, and Fry breaking in. Drop back pass to Fry. Fry from the left circle, whistle, fight. Colin Rock and Dean Sexsmith. Rock bigger than Sexsmith, and he is punching away. Colin Rock has Sexsmith looking for cover. Rock really landed some shots on Dean Sexsmith. As I don't know who started that one, but they finally go to the ice.
Colin Ruck turns 18 years old tomorrow. Happy birthday, Colin Ruck.
Boy, he laid some shots on Sexsmith.
Boy, did he ever.
Sexsmith 6'2", 180. Rock 6'5", 200 plus. And the linesmen still having trouble digging the two of them apart. While they do that, we'll take time out on this Tri-Cities Radio American hockey broadcast.
Ruff's is not your ordinary fast food restaurant. As a matter of fact, nothing about Ruff's is ordinary.
100% all ground beef from the leanest choice cuts. Stacked with the highest quality mayonnaise, relish, pickles, onions, 3 slices of tomato. Topped with a 5.5-inch sesame seed bun. The biggest, the best, the Ruff Giant Burger.
Ruff's now at 2 locations on Clearwater and Kennewick and 1504 West Lewis and Pasco.
Back at Tri-Cities Coliseum, Colin Rock by a technical knockout on that one, as Dean Sexsmith will have a first-class shiner to remember that little break is by, Tony.
Boy, that's a nice little mouse there. That's going to stick right up for a few days.
I don't know why. You'd think Spokane would learn. Colin Rock, relatively mild-mannered until he's pushed. And when you finally push his button enough time, it gets ugly.
That's exactly right.
Sexsmith, 5 minutes for fighting. For your Tri-City Americans, number 12, Colin Ruck. 2 minutes for instigating and 5 minutes for fighting at 10:05.
Rock for instigating. Interesting. Power play Spokane.
And Coach John Oliver standing on the back of the bench back there going, shrugging his shoulders and lifting his head up and going, huh?
This will be Spokane's 8th power play of the night. They trail by 3, 6-3 to the Spokane Chiefs. That is a little weird. Ruck for instigating.
I know, that's mild-mannered ruck. Instigator.
Okay. Whitney against Barnes. Barnes winning the draw. Power play Spokane. Here come the Chiefs up the right wing to Haas. Haas fires it in right of the Tri-Cities net. Goes all the way around the boards left to Lowen. Lowen trying to get it loose, and the Americans steal it. Barnes with it. Barnes being worked over by Haas. Now Barnes lifts it to neutral ice. Drops there for Kennedy. TK back to Kolzig, and Kolzig says, listen, get that out of here. Fires it back to neutral ice. Falloon with it. Whoop, Barnes all over Falloon. Falloon falls down, but Whitney there to pick up the puck. Ray Whitney up the left wing. Whitney, big hit on him by Scherstenka. They center it. Dirksen, Haas backhand shot, but it's wide of the net. Barnes there. Hits somebody's skate and deflected over to the left wing. Now Haas keys one up. His shot blocked out front. Lowen with the puck. Lowen back up front now to Falloon. Cross ice right to Clem. Clem shoots it down low for Haas on the right side. Back to John Clem. Clem has it stolen away by Barnes. Clem and Barnes fight for the puck. Barnes gets it to Troy Kennedy. Kennedy dropping it back to Devin Dirksen. Dirksen's pass smothered. Here comes Whitney. Whitney drops it off right side. Falloon. Falloon can't get a shot away. Scherstenka reacts quickly. Now Falloon puts it right on Kennedy's stick to Barnes. Barnes hooked by Falloon. No whistle, but it's stolen back from Barnes. The Americans in a shift change. Hit the pipe. What a shot by Falloon. Went right under Kolzig's arm and hit the pipe, bounced straight out. We have a whistle. Gloved ahead is the call.
Boy, Pat Falloon took a blistering slap shot, and I mean, I could hear it all the way up here as it hit the right post and bounced directly back behind Olaf Kolzig's pads and back out in front of him again. It was just like it hit it and bounced straight back on the same path.
A silly millimeter to the right, and that dude's in the net, and the red light's on.
Well, that's how he got his first goal of the night. Pat Falloon came around the backside and hit behind Olaf Kolzig's pads and went into the net. And that's how they scored first.
6-3, Tri-Cities leading the Spokane Chiefs. 38 seconds remaining in the penalty to Colin Ruck. The instigating penalty. That's being served by Sean LeBrun. Face-off. Back to Duval. Duval fires it ahead. Whoops, Nibbs. Got by Nibbs. Roland had it, and the Americans managed to get it back into neutral ice. Back for it. For Spokane is Farrell. Farrell behind his own net. Feeds it out right side. Whoops, played it off Saharchuk's skate. The Americans have it. But stolen back by Spokane. Here comes Green. Green to center ice. Working on Rennie. Wheels away from him. Comes right now to Farrell. Farrell, his pass smothered by Nibbs. Shot back into the Tri-City zone, but for Duval. Duval tees it up and slaps it into the Spokane zone. I wouldn't even want to get in front of that one. Up the right side now come the Spokane Chiefs. They go right to Green. Travis Green cut off by Spenrath. Backhand pass left. For Spokane, looks like Dragicevic going into the left corner. He's pasted to the boards hard, but the puck comes out for the Chiefs. Haas a shot. Wide of the net left. Kolzig puts a butterfly kick on it, and nothing happens. And it's shot back into neutral ice. Dragicevic back for Spokane. He fires it back into the Tri-City zone. It'll be icing when Kutowitz touches it. Penalty to Robertson to Ruck is over. LeBrun's back on the ice. And with icing the call, we'll take time out. This Tri-Cities Radio, American Hockey Broadcast.
Up, way up. That's what's been happening to cable viewership. At the same time, guess what's happened to network viewership? And the majority of those lost network ratings have gone directly to cable. Over 120 million viewers have found cable, and there's a simple way for advertisers to find them. Plug into the power of cable. America is cable ready.
Back behind the net goes Larson. Starts up the left wing with it. Shoots it out center ice, and the Americans steal it right back. Scherstenka firing it back into the Spokane zone. Takes a little cross-check from Haas for his trouble. And back to neutral ice. Here come the Chiefs. Up the right wing, Whitney. Whitney with it. Being worked over by Spenrath. Spenrath drops it off. There's McNutt. McNutt and Delcourt on the go. McNutt dropping it in. Delcourt outruns his man to the corner. Drops it back now from McNutt in the right corner, right of the Spokane net. Chiefs steal it back. Sweep it cross ice. It'll come out to Mike Haas. Haas with it. McNutt lines him up and belts him one. Puck's back to neutral ice. There comes Larson up the left wing. Passes it into the Tri-City zone. Kolzig will stop it and leave it behind the net for Dirksen. Dirksen starts up the left side, goes left. Now to Steve McNutt. McNutt and Delcourt. McNutt shoots it into the Spokane zone. Shift change Tri-Cities. On comes the line of Fry, Robertson, and Kwiatkowski with Sandwith and Kutowitz. A couple of big defensemen. Here comes Dragicevic going coast to coast. Takes a shot. Kolzig easily pokes it away. And into the corner it goes. Kwiatkowski lays some lumber over there. Another shot taken out front by Farrell. Kicked away easily by Kolzig. 6:08 to play. Sandwith with a puck behind the net. Plays it back to Kwiatkowski. He puts a hit on Dragicevic. Now Kwiatkowski dumping it out to neutral ice. The Americans race after it. Sandwith and Robertson trying to get it away. They do. Here's Fry with it. Fry winds up and he's taken down. Can't find the whistle, ref. And the puck goes down beside the net. Fry wound up, and Evans just jumped on his legs.
You know, Spokane is 0-30 when they're behind after 2 periods of play. And they just announced another sellout here and made it official. 6,011 patrons here at the Tri-Cities Coliseum. Way to go, Tri-Cities.
5:47 to go. This building was originally designed, Tony, at 5750 approximately. And as construction went on, they found places here and there and here and there for additional seating. And Ron Dixon telling us they're going to add more seats to one end. Face-off back behind the Spokane net. Comes back out to the blue line. Barnes trying to keep it in play. Kicked away by Saharchuk. Barnes being worked over there by Saharchuk and Fuster. Now back for Duval. Duval goes left side. Dirksen plays it ahead to LeBrun. LeBrun breaks in. LeBrun and Barnes. To Barnes. Shoots, scores! What a pass from LeBrun to Barnes.
And that is Stu Barnes' 50th goal of the season. Stu Barnes has just broke into the 50-goal club.
What an assist by Sean LeBrun. Comes at 14:36. LeBrun and I think Duval will both get assists on this. And you see the Rowdy Rags as the Americans nail down their 7th goal of the night. Here comes the announcement.
Number 14, number 18, Sean LeBrun, and number 9, Devin Dirksen at 14:36.
Well, Dirksen and LeBrun getting the assist. McNutt with Spenrath and Delcourt now. Face-off back into the Tri-City zone. Back behind the net. Dirksen feeds it out right side to Duval. Duval up the right wing. Shoots it back down to Delcourt. Or to Dirksen up the left wing. Comes McNutt. McNutt checked off the puck by Haas. Into the Spokane zone. Backboard is Clem. Plays it all the way around to the point. Knocked away there, but the Chiefs have it. Larson, cross ice right for Haas. Haas to the blue line. Pumps up, shoots. And Kolzig makes the save. I'll tell you what, Mike Haas has a terrific slap shot. Right side, Whitney. Whitney has it stolen away from him by McNutt. Here comes McNutt up the left wing. Being worked over by Ray Whitney. McNutt shooting it ahead to Delcourt. Back to neutral ice. McNutt with it. Waits for him to clear the zone and now shoots it in. Left of the Spokane goal. Ferguson will leave it behind for Larson. 4.5 minutes to play. Up the right wing it comes to Haas. Haas cross ice left. Running almost intercepted, but Whitney has the puck. Whitney starts in, top of the slot. Whitney shoots, and a penalty coming up.
It looks like it's going to go against the Tri-City Americans.
Well, it's flashing when the Americans do that. Yeah, I guess it's not when Whitney does it. I guess it's which edge of the stick you use.
Yes, you're right.
I think we're going to have Turan learn to turn the stick around so that the hook part goes in front of him and whacks him instead of the back part. Maybe that's what it is. Think?
I think you're right, Kirk.
Well, I don't know that much, no, Tony. You got to explain these things to me.
That's right. Draw pictures here.
7-3. And Spokane in a shift change is being told no by referee Derek Adams.
They've tried that a couple of times tonight.
Kamloops beating Seattle tonight, or leading Seattle 5-1. And the American fans certainly know what that means.
Boy, Tom sure knows how to work a crowd, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. The master of pace. Here the crowd now starting to yell PCA. Face-off right circle. It'll be McNutt against Travis Green. Puck is down. Green draws it back to the Americans. Have it Rennie. Rennie across the blue line. Rennie up the left wing. Tri-City's down a man. Nibs wipes out, but Rennie still keeps it in play. Rennie dropping it back now to Scherstenka. Puck tied up between them. Scherstenka has it, and he'll ice it for the Americans. Back into the, over the glass, into the crowd, and just over the glass into the crowd. And it drilled a lady right on the ankle. She says, I should have the puck back because it broke my ankle. Two little gals down there not about to give it to her.
You know, Kirk, Calvin Nibs has skated off the ice. He's going in on that pass, heading in on Ferguson. He slipped and fell. He twisted a knee, and he hobbled off the ice. He's being looked at right now by trainer and goalie coach Jim Craig, and he is really hurting over there on the bench. Kennedy and Barnes come in with Dirksen and Scherstenka now. The Americans still on a penalty. Right side, Clem. He goes left. Cross ice left to Friesen. Back up to Clem. Chopped away from him. Back for it. Or not Friesen, Falloon. Falloon fires it into the Tri-City zone. Kolzig will stop it behind the net. Kolzig will leave it there for, whoop, got loose. Kolzig caught behind the net. The Americans able to chop it loose. Back out to Falloon at the right point. Kolzig's back in position. Left side. Here comes Falloon. Drops it off left. Back up front. Pat Falloon with the puck. Tried to find Lohan. Lohan wiped out. Now to Falloon at the blue line. Falloon shot just wide of the net left. Scherstenka takes it into the corner. Drops it low. Dirksen will jump on it. Dirksen with the puck. Working against Hawes. Hawes grabbing Dirksen's sweater. Now Spokane with it in the slot. A shot blocked by Kolzig. Out to the point right. Falloon goes right to Clem. Clem cranks up. No, looks, shoots. Hawes from the left side. Blocked wide of the net. Back up front now to Clem. Clem shot blocked by Kolzig. Rebound. Lohan and Kolzig covers up. As Hawes races in on Kolzig. Now Hawes and Barnes are going to go here. Former teammates. Well, that's kind of a little bit of a mismatch there, I would say. Would you say that, Kirk?
Well, I would think so. Mike Hawes, 6'3", 216 pounds and then some. Barnes, 5'11", 180. Yeah, I'd say that's a mismatch. 46 seconds remaining in the penalty to Sandwich. 3:02 to play. Well, Eric Matthews, a pretty good first hockey game for you to see, wasn't it?
Yes.
Pretty exciting.
Yes.
Your dad's here, too, huh?
Yes. Yes.
Think he's enjoying the game? Do you have a chance to talk to him? Outstanding. Face-off, right circle, Tri-City zone. It will be Whitney. Nope, Whitney gets excused. And in comes Dennis Saharchuk. Saharchuk and Robertson. Robertson wins the draw. Shot by Duval out to the point. Right side they go to Farrell. Farrell tried to get it to Evans. Evans can't handle it. Evans back to Farrell as they'll reset the break-in for Spokane. Up the right wing it goes. Redirected by Rowland to Whitney. Whitney tries to center for Saharchuk. Out front, Whitney from the right side. Starts in, tries to center. The Americans block it away. Now Whitney rolls around, tries to jam it on Kolzig. Won't do it. Back to the blue line. Shot down low. Intended for Whitney. Rowland will get it right behind the Tri-Cities net. Puck's loose. Left of the net. Now Whitney comes out left into the slot. Shoots. They try to get a redirection, and Kolzig covers it up again. And they were whacking away on Kolzig.
Boy, they were doing a lot of bit of sticks were flying down there. Helmets were going off. Gloves were flying off. And the crowd yelling, "Oh, Lee," because he's the one that made the play, covered up that puck. And there will be a face-off. As he throws it, it looks like it's going to be off the Olaf Kolzig's stick side.
Well, his goals against average is going to improve again. It kind of went down the other night, but at one time it was down below 3.5 goals per game.
Incredible.
Well, he wasn't listed in the leaders until he had 1,200 minutes, and that didn't happen until about 2 weeks ago. And all of a sudden, he came from nowhere to the top of the goalie standings. Face-off left circle, Tri-City zone. Rennie wearing number 6 tonight. Against Green. Now Rennie's excused, and in comes LeBron. Face-off, won by Spokane. Goes out left side, Larson. His shot wide of the net. Around to the right side, Fuster chases it down. Plays it down low, but the Chiefs lose it in the slot. No, they get it back to Fuster. He wheels. Fires it down low. Ruck and Dirksen there. Dirksen steps away from the net. Fuster rolls around, and Ruck posts him, pastes him beside the net. Back up front, Larson a drive wide of the net. Comes out to the right side. John Clem tries for a shot. Can't. Clem with it. Cross ice left to Larson. They go down low. Falloon. Chop back out front. Spokane with it. Falloon shot. And Green can't get a shot away as LeBron strips him. Penalties are over, and here comes LeBron up the right wing with Rennie. LeBron starts in, shoots, and is blocked by Ferguson. Goes off to the corner. Sandwith with it. Drops it down low. In the Spokane zone. Minute and a half to play. Sandwith wheels around beside the net. Here come the Chiefs up the left wing. Tri-Cities playing without Rod Krause for the second night. Right side as Green starts in. Blocked there by Duval. Sandwith up the right side. Tried to get it to Delcourt, and it's blocked there by Haas. Back in the Spokane zone. Chiefs move it around. Dragicevic gets it ahead right side to Haas. Haas brings it to the blue line. Fakes a shot and brings it across. Haas all the way in. Tries to center. Duval strips him. A minute to go. Sherstanka to Sandwith. Grant Sandwith across the blue line. Flips it in toward the Spokane goal. Ferguson comes out to play it. He'll leave it there for the Chiefs. Here comes Haas. Up the right wing. Cross ice left. Knocked down by Whitney to the blue line. Whitney into the right circle. Fans at a shot. Sherstanka nails him. Into the right corner it goes. Puck's loose. They chop it out to Kwiatkowski. He wheels around behind his own net. 35 seconds to play. Kiwi shot cut off by Haas. Haas a drive wide of the net left. Back out to Whitney. Whitney drives it up to Dragicevic. Drag shoots it in left of the net. Back to Whitney in the corner. The Americans trying to steal it back. They do. There's McNutt getting it back into neutral ice. Now Kwiatkowski able to poke it away. Shift change Tri-Cities. Fry is on. Puck goes into the Tri-City zone. 10 seconds remaining. Shift change Spokane. Here come the Americans. Duval. Murray Duval wheels around his own net. 3 seconds remaining. 1 second, and Duval controls the puck. Little cheap hit there by Spokane, and it wasn't Dragicevic, though. I think it might have been Farrell.
Yeah, they're just airing out a little bit of their frustration there. But with that win, the Americans move in sole possession of 4th place in the Western Division.
And the Americans will take the show on the road. The Rock and Roll Road Show going to Spokane tomorrow night to take on the Chiefs. Eric Matthews, thanks very much for joining us tonight. It's a pleasure having you with us in the booth.
Okay.
And for Tony Ott, I'm Kirk Williamson. We'll be back with Devin Dirksen in the Penalty Box Show coming up on Tri-Cities Radio, American Hockey Broadcast.